.22 ERA. 0-2 to Okamoto. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 3 straight sliders, and he puts him away. And after a bloop base hit, 3 outs recorded by Kyle Bradish, and he looks the part of an ace so far today. We'll go to the bottom of the first at Camden Yards. No score on the Orioles radio.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume really matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine
independently owned and operated.
Brett and Josh with you. Baseball on the radio from Camden Yards. Bottom of the first, no score. Ward, Henderson, and Rutschman do it for Baltimore against a rookie right-hander by the name of Spencer Miles, 25 years of age, acquired this past offseason in the Rule 5 draft by Toronto, and he has been a revelation in a time of need for the Blue Jays as Taylor Ward steps in the batter's box, and it's a first-pitch strike. A sinker, that's the big pitch for Miles, over the middle of the plate, and it's 0-1. He debuted on March 28th, and he's been mostly a reliever. This is his second start. The 0-1, off the outside corner with a slider, 1-1. 15 games overall. He's pitched a lot, 2-0 with a 2.16 ERA. Opponents hitting just 2.02 against him. With almost no slug, he has been very good. The 1-1, Ward takes a strike, top of the zone on the outside corner, and it's 1-2. And he's really been on a roll. 1 run allowed in his last 15 and a third, just 9 hits in that span. He's been built up out of the bullpen mostly. A jam shot roller to second base. Ernie Clement has it. He slings it to first, 1 out. And the ground ball, his specialty. He gets a lot of those, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, for a guy that had back surgery at age 23, Tommy John surgery at age 24, you're not expecting much at age 25, but he is cleared for takeoff here. 14 2/3 professional innings, none above single A, and he's the Blue Jays' starting pitcher today.
It's a crazy story. 10 minor league games total. Henderson bloops this behind home plate, foul 0-1. And it's not the Ben McDonald story where you draft a guy, you rush him to the big leagues in a time of need. This has been over several minor league seasons. He just has not been healthy. 10 minor league starts. Back surgery, as Josh mentioned, in 22. Tommy John in 24. 0-1 to Gunner. And he goes the other way and hits it sharply foul down the left field line, 0-2. He has a 2.16 ERA. He's on a great run. His last outing, 5.26 against Miami, went 4 1/3, 1 run, and 66 pitches. That is the most innings and pitches he's had in any outing this year. So they are building him up. The 0-2, a slow roller hit to the left side. Okamoto has it. He slings it to first in time to get Henderson. That was Okamoto cutting in front of their shortstop Jimenez. And basically from the shortstop position, he threw out Gunner. So a couple of ground ball outs for Miles, and it's 2 outs, bases empty, and Rutschman will be the batter.
And to your point about him not being exactly Ben McDonald, this was not the number 1 overall pick in the draft. This was a 4th-round pick who had 5 innings at Single-A San Jose, about 9 innings in their developmental league in Arizona. That was it for his entire professional career.
Adley takes a fastball outside, 1-0.
And for them to think, okay, we've really got something here. Let's spend some money and draft him in the Rule 5 because we think he'll be something. Yeah, they were right.
The 1-0. Inside for a ball, 2-0. Well, it's a fairly low-risk move. All you have to do is return the player if he cannot stay on your roster. We saw Dan Duquette try that pretty much every offseason here for many years, and sometimes it really worked. The 2-0, that bends low, 3-0.
There's some very famous stories of Rule 5 guys. Johan Santana springs to mind, certainly.
Was Alan Mills?
No, I don't think Millsy was. But you know who was Roberto Clemente was a Rule 5 pick. I mean, you can really find some gold.
3-0 to Rutschman. Strike over the plate with a sinker, 3-1. Either way, it comes at the right time for the Blue Jays because their pitching staff has been so decimated by injuries. I'm not sure if the opportunity would have been this obvious and out there for Miles had it not been for the injuries. Rutschman drives this one, center field and deep. Varsho's back. He's at the track. He's at the wall, and he hauls it in. Adley Rutschman sent it to the back of the wall in right center field, and Varsho has been everywhere, gap to gap, in and out in center field, was able to get there and make the catch. A long fly ball out for Rutschman to end the first. No score. We'll go to the second on the Orioles.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume really matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their
Adley Rutschman sent that thing out to deep right center field. It was hit about 103 miles per hour, perfect launch angle, and it just died out there on this 69-degree day. No real wind. Perhaps in a week or two, that thing does get out with more humidity. Ernie Clement leading off for Toronto. He gets jammed, and he fouls it back 0-1. No score, top two. Kyle Bradish on the mound for Baltimore. On a sun-soaked day here at Camden Yards. Couldn't ask for anything more than this. Not to mention Youth Sports Day to go along with Family Sundays. 12,000 youth sports participants here today. Ground ball left side. Henderson charges in, gloves it, sidearms it to first in time. 1 out. A parade of kids before the game entering from outside the ballpark when the gates open, and they went around the warning track, and the Orioles do this several times a year with different little leagues and youth sports, and they got to shake hands with players in the dugout, and I saw a lot of kids going up on the wall in the outfield like they were making the great catch, like we saw Taylor Ward make yesterday. I even saw Craig Albernes come out and shake hands before the game with all the little leaguers. Swing and a miss by Jesus Sanchez, 0-1.
Albie's a pretty good photo bomber, too. He'll sneak behind some kids trying to take a picture. They won't even realize he's back there. And then probably, first inning, second inning, reviewing the pictures. Wait, is that Craig Albernaz?
0-1 to Sanchez. And the pitch just off the plate with that curveball, 1-1.
It is fun to watch all those kids go around and around, and in every Pantone possible on the color wheel. All the different uniforms, 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds. Really fun.
The 1-1 off the outside corner. They appeal to third base, and Adam Hamry says no swing as Sanchez checked his swing and then meandered into the right-handed batter's box.
I think how Bradish sometimes just gives the hitter some catnip. Tantalize him with something he can almost get, but instead just check a swing or foul it off.
The 2-1. Ground ball right side beyond the diving Jackson Holliday, and the ball goes into right field for a base hit. Sanchez, a one-out base runner. Kyle Bradish had one punch out in the first inning, and for every strikeout recorded by an Orioles pitcher, Autumn Lake Healthcare will donate to the Alzheimer's Association of Maryland in support of the fight to strike out Alzheimer's. Charles McAdoo, the rookie in his second game, bats, and he takes a strike one with a slider from Bradish, 0-1. He homered, and it was a big home run in his first major league game on Friday here. He hit it just over the wall in right field to the left of the scoreboard against Trevor Rogers, and he made it a one-run game. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good curveball, 0-2.
And he's the one guy, I think, for both these teams that most appreciates Star Wars weekend. He says when he joined the Blue Jays, he had to sign his contract. And he was handed a pen to sign the contract by John Schneider. He said, I got my own pen. It was a lightsaber pen. He is that big of a Star Wars nerd.
0-2 to McAdoo. Low for a ball. He lays off a curveball, 1-2. I think Kevin Brown did the same thing in his last contract.
Wait, which Kevin Brown?
Not the pitcher.
Yeah, I thought it would be our buddy Kevin Brown.
Not sure what the pitching Kevin Brown did.
Probably did it with a snarl one way or another.
The 1-2, back past the mound. It's fielded by Holliday. A flip to Henderson to second for one. On to first. Make that two. A double play. And spectacularly turned by the Orioles. Holliday was able to field the ball past second base. A flip to Henderson, and it was a work of art. A double play rolled by the Orioles, and it's brought to you by Slocum Law. At the Mike Slocum Law Firm, we're tough because tough gets you more money. Over $1 billion so far. Injured after an accident, call the Mike Slocum Law Firm. No score. We'll go to the bottom of the second on the Orioles.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the Remarkable Fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume really matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiter.
In partnership with Tower Federal Credit Union, all veterans and active military can receive a complimentary Orioles cap. Veterans and service members can present a valid military ID at the guest experience kiosk behind home plate. And you can always get tickets at Orioles.com/tickets.
That's Josh. I'm Brett. Baseball on the radio at Camden Yards. No score, bottom 2. And yesterday's hero, one of several, Pete Alonso, takes a slider outside for ball 1. I'll tell you what, Josh. The Orioles decided to go for a big fish this past offseason. The 1-0. Strike there, 1-1. There were options. They were certainly in on the likes of Schwarber and some others. To me, the guy this franchise needed was Pete Alonso on so many levels. Up and away for a ball, 2-1. Alonso walks off the Jays yesterday, does the interview on television and in-house here at Camden Yards, credits everybody but himself, humbly. The 2-1. Ground ball up the middle, a base hit for Pete. First hit for the Orioles and their first base runner. Then later, after everyone left the game, he stayed. It's a Saturday night. He's about to leave town and leave his family. He does a MLB Network interview, still in uniform with an empty ballpark. And then he goes to the Ridley Athletic Complex at Loyola University to watch the PLL, the Premier Lacrosse League. Yes, Alonso and his family from the Lax Rack community. A strike there to Basayo, 0-1, where he does another interview talking about his relationship with one of the stars of the PLL, Connor Farrell. They were in New York together at the same time in front of a huge crowd there at Loyola. Grounded foul by Basayo. It hits off the sidewall, 0-2. So there are more players out there. There are more fish in the sea, but to me, Alonso was the fish this organization, this fan base needed, and they have taken to him very quickly.
Up in the shadow of the famed aquarium. That's the fish you wanted. That's the fish they got.
0-2 to Basayo. Outside for a ball, 1-2.
And you're right about his bona fides regarding lacrosse. He played it growing up in, of all places, Florida, where it's just now kind of becoming a thing. His brother played it well enough. He was a starting midfielder in college for a D1 school.
1-2 to Basayo. The pitch. Check swing, ground ball, foul. That was in on the fists of Basayo. It remains 1-2. And Alonso, he was talking about it very casually. He goes, I want to see Hopkins play lacrosse. I want to see Towson play lacrosse and Loyola play lacrosse. He has embraced the town, and every time I ask him, I hope you still love it. He goes, I love it here more and more every day. 1-2 to Basayo. The pitch. Inside, 2-2. Of course, the last time we saw Basayo at the plate, you're asking yourself, could this get any worse? Not only did he strike out to start that bottom of the ninth, he struck out with a grimace and looked like he may have suffered a severe injury. The 2-2. Low to Basayo. It kicks in front of the catcher, Valenzuela, but it doesn't go very far. Now it's 3-2 to Basayo. And it looked like maybe a shoulder, maybe a pectoral injury. He went right into the Orioles clubhouse with the trainer, Ben Frazier. And then as the inning progressed, and of all things not to expect, Basayo's spot in the order was eventually due up again. I don't think we thought that was going to happen after he struck out. Throw over to first base. Alonso gets back with a dive.
Well, that certainly was a concerning moment because he was in such obvious pain. Then they went and checked the pec and decided it was just basically a spasm, and he's okay.
And he was going to hit had the game got to him in the bottom of the ninth. And he starts today behind the plate. The 3-2 inside, ball 4. First and second, nobody out, and something brewing for the Orioles in the bottom of the second.
Well, we saw 11 walks achieved by the Orioles yesterday, and some would say, maybe correctly so, well, that's on Toronto. That's those guys being wild. Trey is savage all over the place. But you also have to have the ability to take what's given to you and not get jumpy. The Orioles, especially in that ninth inning, just kept passing that baton.
Pretty amazing. Taveras will bat. Alonso at second, Basayo at first. Not great speed on the bags, but Okamoto is in at third, and McAdoo is in at first. Taveras, a great bunter. He squares around, he bunts it, and it's just in front of home plate. Fielded by Valenzuela. He barehands it, fires to first. to get Taveras, but he sacrifices himself for the good of the team. Second and third, one out.
The Orioles are now on pace to have 26 sacrifice bunts this year. Last year they had 4. And Taveras has been the best bunter of the lot.
And here's the mayor of Mooville, which has been reestablished this homestand, Colton Cowser. 7 for 21 on the homestand, a double and a big one last night in that ninth inning comeback, and 2 walk-off home runs this homestand alone. Chance to drive in a run. The Blue Jays played halfway in the infield, and a strike one with a curveball, 0-1. No score, bottom 2. The Orioles threatening. They were so bad this series until they weren't, hitting with runners in scoring position. 3 for 19 overall in the series, 2 of them yesterday in the ninth. Swing and a miss by Cowser, 0-2. Blaze Alexander is on deck. The Orioles have left on 23 so far in this series. But again, it all changed in the ninth yesterday.
And Cowser was a part of that. He was down 0-2 and hammered a slider for a double. In fact, 0-2 might be right where he wants this dude. He's had some big hits on 0-2 this homestand, including one of those walk-off home runs.
Spencer Miles in a jam. Cowser in at the left side. The 0-2. Colton rolls it foul towards the Orioles dugout. It remains 0-2. Miles, it's unclear how long he can go today. His season high in pitches is 66. And the most innings he's thrown is 4 1/3. He's done that twice. And someone they will be careful with. The 0-2. Inside to Cowser, 1-2. It's kind of interesting, Josh. The Orioles bullpen on Friday after the loss, you're thinking, this is terrible, and the Blue Jays essentially punted on the game because their bullpen had been so burnt out. Yesterday, they lined up their best relievers. Cowser takes it low. Good take on a curveball, 2-2. And now the Orioles, after yesterday's comeback, they flipped the script. The Blue Jays, who are among the league leaders in innings pitched out of their bullpen, they used Varlin yesterday in the 8th. They used Hoffman, who I imagine is completely unavailable today. He pitched in the meltdown in the 9th. The 2-2. Cowser, ground ball to the right side. Coming home, Alonso. And Clement has one play as he goes to first, and Alonso scores. Clement playing in, and he decides to get the short out at first, and it's 1-0 Baltimore, even with the slow-moving Alonso coming down the line.
Well, the secondary lead was outstanding, and he was breaking on contact. Clement, from the corner of his eyes, saw that. Alonso crashing across home plate and never even looked back at Clement. That was just great base running.
Alexander bats, 2 outs, runner at third. That's Basayo. And a slider's outside, 1-0. So the Orioles go on contact, and it pays off. Even with someone like Alonso at third. It's an aggressive move by Craig Albernez early in this game. Blaze gets jammed. He may have broken his bat on a foul ball towards Buck Britton.
That's too bad, because there were a lot of hits in that bat. Blaze Alexander has had a tremendous month of May. I'll have to talk to him after the game. I think he's had that same bat for at least a few weeks. Hitting .350 in May after the .137 April.
One and one to Alexander. And Jackson Holliday's on deck. The pitch by Miles, way outside, a two-seamer, and it's 2-1.
Our old friend B.J. Surhoff supposedly was among the players who is said to have gone an entire year without breaking a bat, doing that in the 90s. That's impossible these days, I think, as hard as pitchers are throwing now.
The pitch. Blaze takes a strike. It gets away from the catcher, Valenzuela. He recovers very quickly, but Basayo doesn't move from third. That ball just wasn't caught. And it was moving a ton off the inside corner. And it's 2-2 to Alexander.
I think it hit Valenzuela in the wrist. Never really even hit his glove.
That thing really moves. He throws a hard sinker, a curve, a four-seamer, and a slider. 2-2 to Blaze Alexander. 1-0 Baltimore in the pitch. Outside ball 3, 3-2. I love this, Josh. On X, on Twitter, Big Head Joe says, 6:25 a.m., tuning in from Honolulu.
On a surfboard, maybe?
I hope so. Thank you, Big Head Joe, for listening. The 3-2. High ball 4 to Blaze. Alexander earns a walk, first and third with 2 down. That walk is brought to you by the Good Feet Store. Get out of pain and back into doing what you love at the Good Feet Store. Go to goodfeet.com to find a store near you and book your appointment today. Here's Jackson Holliday.
Speaking of Hawaii, by the way, the one Hawaiian on the roster for the O's continues to be killing it. I got to think that there is an invite coming in the All-Star game in Philly for the guy that wears 5-0 on his back for the 50th state. That's Rico Garcia.
Here's Jackson Holliday. First and third, 2 down. Holliday takes a curveball, strike 1, 0-1. Jackson off to a good start since he's come off the injured list, and it does feel like this lineup is just better. Right now, Valenzuela out from behind the plate calling out the signals. Should the Orioles decide to send Blaze, he does have 6 steals.
Yeah, Jackson was hitting, about $150 on all those rehab assignments that he had trying to come back from the surgery. Comes up here, he's already at around 270.
0-1 to Jackson Holliday. The pitch. Jackson pops this up. Left side. Over is Akamoto. The left fielder Lucas on a run, and it hits off the netting down the line and then lands on the warning track. 0-2 to Holliday. By the way, on this Sunday, very early start time on the Sunday. Feel free to check in with us, whether you're listening to us at the beach, if you're lucky, coming back from the beach, whatever you might be doing on this beautiful day in the Mid-Atlantic. At Brett Hollander for me, and at Josh Lewin Stuff on X Twitter for Mr. Lewin. We'd love to hear from you. First and third, 2 down, and it's 0-2 to Holliday. Spencer Miles comes home. Alexander runs, and it's a swing and a miss by Jackson on a ball that was diving in the dirt. Good curveball there by Spencer Miles. And Holliday strikes out, and the Orioles leave 2. They do get on the board on a ground out and an RBI by Colton Cowser. And it's 1-0 Baltimore after 2. We'll go to the third on the Orioles.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the Markable Fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume really matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters come
.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Top 3, Oriole Park at Camden Yards on now a Sunday afternoon. It's 1-0 O's, and in to tell you all about it, here's Josh Lewin.
Thank you, Mr. Holler. Appreciate it very much. It's going to be Andres Jimenez leading off. And Kyle Bradish, a nice, quick, lickety-split, 20-pitch first 2 innings. He's thrown only one 4-pitch fastball, one 4-seam fastball this entire afternoon so far. There is a second one that blazes outside to Jimenez. It's 1-0. Yeah, you throw one fastball in 2 innings, and you're completely in charge anyway. Just flipping up those sliders and curves. 1-0 is a dart to the outside edge, a sinking fastball that time, 1-1. You got to pitch Jimenez carefully if you come inside, hitting around 330 on the inner third. Otherwise, he hits about 190. Here's the 1-1 from Bradish. It's up and outside. A check swing. Did he go? No, says Adam Hamry down at third. It's 2-1. Under bright, sunshiny skies in downtown Baltimore. The O's in their home whites with the orange trim, the tricolored hats with the orange bill. Jays in their traveling grays. Blue trim, 2-1 pitch. Bouncing ball near first, backing up Alonso. Has it, flings it to first, and plenty of time. Bradish covering, 1 up, 1 down. Brandon Valenzuela will come to the plate. Kyle Bradish starting to lock in on, I guess, what you could call the mental ABCs of pitching, which is actually a book that a lot of pitchers read still even today. A guy by the name of Dr. Harvey Dorfman wrote that book a long time ago. But the thought of how you approach things and knowing that results are the one thing that you really can't control, such a hard lesson for a lot of young pitchers as Valenzuela takes up and outside. As Bradish goes through his mid-20s towards his later 20s, yeah, quality of preparation and approach can be controlled. You can plan and be poised, have intensity and focus and tempo and body language. That's all up to you. 1-0, a check swing, and it hangs outside. 2-0 to Valenzuela, number 9 hitter. I think the other thing Bradish would tell you is when you learn along the way and pay attention along the way, you just get better and better. 2-0 pitch, blasted in the air towards left, but Taylor Ward is there. Moving in a step, he's got it. Out number 2. I think the best learners know that failure, in the words of Henry Ford, is the opportunity to begin again more intelligently. So sometimes you let a coach help or a teammate. They say it's not easy to see the picture when you're standing inside the frame. You got to outsource that. And they say Greg Maddux was amazing at that, learning and applying. Don Sutton used to say Maddux went to class 4 days and he gave the class on the 5th day. Pitch is a breaking ball for a strike to the lefty, Lucas. 0-1 to him. He's the top of the order. Baltimore ahead 1-0, and Bradish with all those lessons learned. And obviously some skins on the wall now, too. He's getting better and better as this season goes along. 0-1 squirts outside, 1-1. Last time out, 6 innings, a 5-hit ball. That was that crazy 13-inning game that the O's eventually won on the Colton Cowser walk-off. Some room in right center for Lucas. Hunched over stance. He'll peg this one down the left field line. Long run for Ward, heading towards the corner, and this ball foul into the netting about 10 feet away from that left field corner. Tell you what, it took only 27 pitches for Bradish to get once through the order today. So that's an even average of 3 pitches per plate appearance. The Blue Jays help out in that regard. They're a very aggressive bunch. They're up there swinging. And that's good for Bradish, who sometimes is prone to walk too many. He hasn't walked anybody yet today. He's leading 1-0, top 3. Right-hander ready. Brings in the next one. That's down in the dirt. Real nice crowd here today. Brett was talking about all the kids that have turned out. And the upper deck is open, even in the left field area. Pitch on the way, breaking ball, swing and a miss. He got him. And for a moment, it looked like Basayo, off a foul tip, maybe might have dropped it. But yeah, they say foul tip absorbed by Basayo for the final out of the inning. Nicely done by Bradish here today. We're in the middle of the third. Orioles 1 and the Blue Jays 0.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs? or the cool relatives still living in NYC. The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the markable fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume really matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruit.
Kyle Bradish sailing through it so far. A 1-0 lead for the Baltimore Orioles today. Josh Lewin, Brett Hollander with you. Now in the bottom of the third. Top of the order up for the Birds. It is Taylor Ward who bounced out in the first. A lot of room in left center for this right-hand batter. And he pegs one in the air deep to center. Back goes Varsho. Nearing the warning track. He's there just shy of the track to put it away. 1 up, 1 down as we pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Orioles Radio Network. A very rare first pitch attack from Taylor Ward. He just flied out, and now Gunnar Henderson comes up. 0 for 1 today. Came in hitting .215. That obviously is down a quart, as we'll take on the outside edge. 0-1 from Spencer Miles. But he's got 13 home runs, 6 steals. And the defense has been outstanding. Miles rolls to the motion, brings it. Check swinging on appeal. He went around against a slider, so it's quickly 0-2 to Henderson, who has been stuck in some quicksand with 2 strike counts this year. Most guys with 2 strikes in Major League Baseball right around now hit around 150-ish. Gunner's at 080. The 0-2. Swing, ground ball, heading up the middle, base hit. There you go on 0-2. Gunnar Henderson, a 1-out knock to bring up Adley Rutschman. Adley's been walking a ton of late. Also has driven in a run in a couple games in a row after an 8-game drought without. And Adley, who's usually very humble, was rocking a great T-shirt in the clubhouse today. It said, "It's not polite to stare, but I understand." 1 on, here's the pitch to Adley, batting left. It's down and in, 1-0. He's always had great numbers as Adley against the Blue Jays. Only Harold Baines as an Oriole with a better career OPS against Toronto. You talk about a humble guy. That was Harold Baines, right? Very soft-spoken. 1-0 pitch. Up and outside, 2-0. John Miller used to tell a great story when he was in this broadcast booth about having him on the post-game show one time after a game-winning home run, and John said, "Boy, you really hit the heck out of that one, didn't you, Harold?" And Harold's answer was, "Evidently." 2-0 pitch. Wave and a miss. It's 2-1 to Adley Rutschman. Harold Baines never had a 30 home run season, but ended up with more career home runs than Joe DiMaggio. Never had a 200 hit season, but he had more hits than Lou Gehrig and Ted Williams. 2-1 is inside to Rutschman, 3-1. And you got to like a career like that, right? Just that kind of metronome kind of consistency. Just excellent seasons. Nothing way, way over the top, but just every year very, very good. 3-1, way inside. Ball 4. It gets to the screen. Wide turn at second base for Gunnar Henderson after the walk, and he'll just stop there. But the O's have a little something cooking here. They're ahead 1-0. They've got 2 on, just 1 out, and Pete Alonso coming up. Beats the cleanup hitter, and that's fueled by Club Citgo. Clean up on savings on every fill-up with Club Citgo. Download the app now to start saving. Well, Pete certainly presents himself as one of those humble guys as well. We've said it before. He wears his success not as a tuxedo, but as a T-shirt. Very down-to-earth, very relatable guy. Cranks this one up in the air down the right field line. That's heading towards foul ground. Right fielder in pursuit. Sanchez is out of room. It is into the crowd, and the race is on for a Pete Alonso souvenir. Pete was showing his age a little bit, Brett, in the clubhouse earlier today. He wanted the music turned down. And Chris Bassett said, no, we're not doing that. The 0-1 on the way, taken outside. It's 1-1. It was Youngbloods that was pulsing through the clubhouse today, and that was a Chris Bassett pick. That was a bit of an upset.
Well, he now comes to the plate with Jimi Hendrix version of All Along the Watchtower.
Can't go wrong with that. 1-1 on the way. Stroked in the air, right center field. It's sinking fast. It is down for a base hit. Around comes Gunnar Henderson, racing to the plate. He'll score without a throw. 2-0 Baltimore here in the third. Nothing mashed from Pete Alonso in this game yet, but he's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. That one for an RBI. He's got the second most runs batted in the AL the last 5 weeks. Very quietly getting that done. To third base on the play went Rutschman, running all the way. The O's continue to run the bases very aggressively. So it's runners at the corners, 1 out, and a chance for Samuel Basallo to break this thing open. Out to the mound goes the catcher here, Valenzuela. Spencer Miles, as you mentioned, Brett, is probably not more of a 4 or 5 inning guy today. He's not yet gone through a 5th inning. Not even in the minors. Of course, a very limited sample, as we've discussed. Here is Basallo. And again, since around that April 20th, 21st line of demarcation, boy, Basallo's been killing it too. Big jump for Alonso. The pitch swung on, fouled back to the net. Alonso swan diving into second base. Now looks up and realizes that was a foul ball. He had an absolutely fantastic jump there. Would have been his 3rd steal of the year. He hydroplaned a little bit on that headfirst slide into second base.
As polar bears tend to do.
2-0 Baltimore in the third. Infield, the Devil play depth. The pitch is socked in the air down the left field line, twisting out of play. And Basallo's behind 0-2. Kind of like how Pete's embraced that polar bear nickname, too. He's never fought it. His teammate with the Mets, Todd Frazier, bestowed that upon him. You ask Frazier, he says, look at him. He looks like a polar bear. With those slumped shoulders when he walks. 0-2 pitch. A roller foul up near first. We'll do it again. Of course, Alonso, when you talk about ending his tenure with the Mets season ended in bitter disappointment that year. They were eliminated from postseason contention the last day of last year after a fade for the ages. Here's the 0-2. Cranked into right field, base hit. Run comes in. Alonso thunders to third. Basallo digging for second. He'll make it, sliding in. 3-0 Orioles. Well, he got down in the count 0-2 and he delivered. We've seen him thump extra base hits on 3-0 and 0-2 and all shades in between on this homestand. And it's kind of shades of the bottom of the ninth yesterday. One quick out and then a conga line. 2 runs in the inning. A 3-0 lead now as Tavera steps in. He dropped down a perfect sac bunt in the second. Doesn't have to do that here. Runners at second and third. The infield in to the fringe of the grass. The pitch, looped foul out of play. Back this way, 0-1. We just feel like the O's are kind of a rumbling volcano right now at the plate. After the 5-run ninth yesterday, 0-1 is dribbled foul right on a home plate, called a foul ball, 0-2. 1 in the second, 2 in the third so far. And there will be a pause tomorrow on what's supposed to be kind of an overcast and chilly day in Boston, but then good weather, we are told, for the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday series at Fenway. Adam Macko gets up in the Toronto pen, by the way. Here's the 0-2 from Miles. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. He got him. Probably the best curveball we've seen from Miles today to strike out Taveras. Second and third, 2 out now, and a chance for Colton Cowser.
Mike Cole writes in, your call is making yard work more tolerable this morning. Hashtag, wife is making me work. Hashtag go Orioles. Thank you, Mike.
All right, I'll play this role. You are privileged to be working for the family. How's that? That's going to get me some brownie points for saying that. Here's Cowser. Breaking ball strike on the inside edge. Colton flinched like he might have wanted to challenge, but he didn't. And he's been perfect in that regard, by the way. He is 3 for 3 challenging. The best in baseball is down the pike in D.C. C.J. Abrams is 7 of 7. 0-1 is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Alonso's at third. Basayo's at second. The O's ahead 3-0. And since we do have a lot of data on this now, 60 games into the season, the Orioles are middle of the pack in terms of challenging. Whether it's a catcher doing it or a hitter doing it, they're at 50%. It's a coin flip. 1-1 belted in the air. Right field. Well struck to the track. At the wall. Colton Cowser, goodbye. Fireworks up in the air. Mr. Splash goes to work. The Orioles are pouring it on. Colton Cowser's home run. They're mooing, and they're loving it. It's 6-0.
The mayor of Mooville, which has been reestablished this homestand.
Well, and Colton Cowser all of a sudden is just brimming with confidence. You love to see it. You understand why he wasn't super confident right through about the middle of May. The stats were horrible. As Blaze Alexander now takes on the inside, it's 0-1. 6-0 Baltimore with a 5-run third inning. We try to get a sinking fastball by Cowser. It better be way down. Breaking ball hangs to the inside corner, called a strike to Blaze, 0-2. First 2 pitches were curveballs. That is not what Colton's all about. Not yet at this point in his career, hitting the breaking stuff. But you throw him a sinker up, that'll go 420-ish. Pitch on the way. That's twisted foul. Upper deck on the first base side. Still 0-2 to Blaze Alexander. You know, Colton with the RBI ground out in the second inning. That was a really nice at-bat there. It was a 6-pitch at-bat. Here in the third inning, a 3-run home run. Pitch to Alexander. He's inside, almost hit his jersey. He was able to suck in his stomach, get out of the way. Boy, 3 different 5-run innings on this homestand for the O's. Most exciting of which was last night in the 9th. Leg kick in the 1-2. Breaking ball, chopped foul up towards third. Colton Cowser, his last 16 games now, Brett, is hitting .310. And he is up to 18 runs batted in for the year now. Base is clear, 2 out. 1-2 delivery coming. That is poked at a play foul to the seats on the right. Yesterday, the O's scoring this many runs and doing it without a home run, winning the game 6-5 in remarkable fashion. Only the 7th time in team history. They were down 4+ after 8 and won it anyway. Swing another foul at a play to the right from Blaze Alexander. He's wearing out Miles here with a lot of fouls to the right.
I think about connecting yesterday with Colton's father, Dale, and Colton's mother, and how these parents live and die with every pitch.
Even still. 1-2 pitch, another foul off to the right side. That's 4 in a row from Alexander like that.
Yeah, the Cowgers are going to Boston, too, for one day.
Just for one?
Or one game, 2
okay.
days. They've never been. Very excited, but honestly, seeing their son get going, it's more relief than anything else.
Rock on the rubber, 1-2 pitch. Put in play this time, a ground ball to second baseman Clement, who will guide it across to first in plenty of time. That's the inning. 8 batted in the inning. Colton Cowser, the 3-run jack, that was a highlight. It is 6-0 Orioles at the end of 3.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda with a great deal on your favorite Honda vehicles. And finally take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
From first call to final invoice, Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that automates your entire workflow. Built for visionaries, ready to stop operating and start automating their success. Service Titan, AI for the...
The fourth inning brought to you by Toyota. Shop Toyota for legendary style and reliability, starting with the all-new RAV4. ShopToyota.com for details and deals on your favorite Toyota. Let's go places. Colton Cowser went deep to right center field. And the Orioles now have 68 home runs this year, playing in their 60th game of the year. Vladimir Guerrero leads it off. Speaking of home runs, he should have more than 3, shouldn't he? Takes inside, it's 1-0. But as for the Orioles, with Colton's home run, 68 for the year, the home run count brought to you by Ground Loop Geothermal. This season, not all the magic is on the field, but under. Let the ground you walk on heat and cool your home. Right-hander Bradish into Guerrero. Chop ball towards Pete Alonso, way off the line. Loops one to Bradish covering. He's there in plenty of time. Well done. 1 out. And Dalton Varsho to the plate. If I were to tell you Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has about twice as many steals as homers, and here we are almost in June, you would look at me kind of funny, but that's what we're looking at here.
He had gone 9 games without a run batted in.
Seemed like he went 9 minutes in between RBIs in October last year. Here's Dalton Varsho, left-hand batter with an upright stance. And he'll take a breaking ball down and in from Bradish. It is 6-0 Baltimore, a 5-run bottom of the third. Runs batted in that inning from Alonso, Basayo, and then 3 of them on one swing from Colton Cowser. We have food to compliment in a moment, too. Just got brought in. Here's a swing, a high drive by Varsho down the right field line. It's twisting. It's twisting to the right. It is foul, and Colton Cowser had no idea where it was. Thankfully, it was well wide of that foul pole, but he lost it in the sun.
That has to be the worst feeling ever. He completely lost it. Couldn't find it. Even now he's throwing his hands up.
Gives us time to just keep smelling this delicious sandwich that has been brought into the booth. And Brett's got info.
It's a true blue crab cake.
1-1 to Varsho. This time a bouncing ball back to the mound, and Bradish has got it. Fires right to the cap level of Pete Alonso. 2 up, 2 down. Okamoto coming up.
And it's real, and it's fantastic, Josh. Homemade signature Maryland crab cake, and it's made fresh daily at the ballpark. Next time you're here, go find that. And I don't know if you're relieved or not, but the original food drop today was supposed to be frog legs.
Relieved. I am relieved. I mean, I know that's a culinary delight. As Okamoto checks and takes high, 1-0. Ben McDonald, wherever you are, that's for you, brother. I'll take the crab cakes. You take the frog legs.
Frog legs. And they basically sold out this weekend.
Oh, I'm sure they're highly popular and delicious. I just prefer a crab cake. 1-0 from Bradish is up and in. Okamoto, since we're on the topic of cuisine, he says his favorite thing about North America so far, quesadillas. He plays in Canada. He's from Japan. But here, his thing is Mexican food. He had not had quesadillas until coming here. 2-0 pitch. Rockets in for a strike, 2-1.
There's so much to like about that.
Well, we got to ask if you've seen Napoleon Dynamite. I mean, just all of our quesadilla pop culture comes frothing over.
Where is he going in Toronto, and where do we need to go?
We'll ask him. 2-1 pitch at the knees for a strike, 2-2. A good curve from Bradish, who's up 6-0. I got all my quesadilla recommendations from Japanese third baseman. Base is clear, 2 out. The 2-2 pitch is flicked away foul by Okamoto. He's got a great way about him. He's become very popular in a very short amount of time in that clubhouse. Spent 11 years with the Yomiuri Giants in Tokyo. He's a 6-time All-Star, 3-time Japanese League home run champion. The 2-2 from Bradish, breaking ball inside. Okamoto, the 131st third baseman in Blue Jays history. They've never had one play even 830 games there. They don't have the Brooks Robinson archetype. Or Cal. Kelly Gruber leads the way. The 3-2. Breaking ball, frozen, but it's taken inside. And the Orioles will not challenge. I think that was off the plate by an inch or so. So Okamoto is on with 2 out. And Clement will be the batter. Actually, the pitch was high, looking at it now on replay. Okamoto's done a lot of things right for Toronto with a dozen home runs. Leads the team in runs batted in, too. Here's a swing by Clement. He fouls it right back, 0-1. You look at Okamoto, it feels a bit like the Blue Jays have that Edwin Encarnacion type back in the cleanup spot. He plays good defense, too. 6-0 Baltimore in the top of the fourth. 1 on, 2 out. Pitch from Bradish. Breaking ball hit high in the air to right field. Playable for Cowser. This one he finds without a problem. Makes the catch up above that hat. Turns around, fires it into the crowd. And then it's dropped. But that's not Colton's problem. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth inning. 6-0 Orioles.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda with a great deal on your favorite Honda vehicles. And finally, take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
From first call to final invoice, ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that automates your entire workflow. Built for visionaries, ready to stop operating and start automating their success. ServiceTitan, AI for the
one today. At Atlantic Tractor, we live it. Birdland, it's Bark at the Park, presented by Dogsters. Bring yourself and your furry friend on Wednesday, June 10 as the Orioles take on the Seattle Mariners. Don't miss the fun. Buy your tickets now at Orioles.com/ticket packages.
Got a new pitcher for Toronto, but we've seen him already in this series as a starter, believe it or not. He was the opener just a couple days ago. Adam Macko, the lefty, will be facing Jackson Holliday to open the bottom of the fourth. The first pitch, swing and a miss from Jackson. It's 0-1. The O's with 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Toronto 0-2-0. But the O's have funneled some of the fun from yesterday into this afternoon. 0-1. Blazing in for a strike at the shins. It is 0-2 to Holliday, who struck out in the second. If you know only one thing about Adam Macko, it's that he is from Bratislava, Slovakia. He lived there the first 12 years of his life. 0-2, check swing. Did he go? He held back on appeal to third base. 1-2. From Slovakia to Ireland with his family. Then from Ireland to Canada. In the province of Alberta. Now here he is as a Blue Jay. The 1-2 pitch. Fades outside, 2-2. Jackson's brother Ethan got some very bad news. Left foot surgery. For a top prospect of the Rockies. Here's a swing, a high pop fly, shallow center. Galloping in his Varsho. Sunglasses down, he'll make the catch, no problem, 1 out. Of course, Ethan is supposed to be a stud player for the Rockies. He was at single A, but he's out for the year now. Had 9 home runs, was hitting around 260. But because of that foot surgery, he's not going to be back until next year. Top of the order, Taylor Ward. A bounce out and a fly out so far today. Macko from the middle of the rubber deals a swing, a high fly ball. It's going to test out Varsho again. Loping in from center. Making the call, making the catch in shallow left center field. 2 down. Second time today that Taylor Ward has put the first pitch in play. That is highly unusual. But the O's already ahead 6-0. It just feels like that offense is going now. Felt like we were throwing a wet Nerf football around for a while. With a lot of ground outs, the occasional single. Pitch is low to Gunnar. Count 1-0. One of the big developments, obviously, Colton Cowser trying to start stinging the ball, and he is as the pitch comes inside. It's 2-0. Cowser a 3-run home run today and a 4 RBI afternoon overall. Rock Cabato unearthed this nugget, and I think it's a telling one, that the O's win almost 80% of the games where Colton homers. 2-0 is taken all the way, and it's inside. It's 3-0. That's a huge number, by the way. 75 or 80% of the games in which you homer, your team wins. 3-0 pitch. Swinging is Henderson, but he pops it up. There'll be 3 pop-ups in the inning. Shortstop back, and Jimenez, battling the glare of the sun, does make the catch to retire the side. No runs in the fourth. We'll play the fifth. All Baltimore today at 6-0.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
Wake up.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda with a great deal on your favorite Honda vehicles. And finally, take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
In this business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence.
Well, the O's been blasting away today. They've already got a 6-0 lead as we hit the 5th inning. Maybe lost in the sauce is how great Kyle Bradish has been so far. Keeping a hot swinging Toronto team very much at bay. And they'll be leading off here with Jesus Sanchez in the 5th. Here to tell you all about it as the O's lead 6-0. Here is Brett Hollander.
You said bay, and it's the smell of Old Bay right now in our booth.
Oh, so good.
The aroma is incredible. A couple of Maryland crab cakes in the house. And the first pitch of the 5th is inside to Jesus Sanchez, 1-0. 5th inning is presented by Navy Football. Purchase your season, group, and single game tickets today at NavySports.com. 1-0 to Sanchez. 6-0 Baltimore. And there's a strike, a four-seamer on the outside corner. It's 1-1. Kyle Bradish, 4 scoreless, and he's allowed 2 hits. The 1-1, poked down the left field line, slicing foul, and out of play. 1-2 to Jesus Sanchez. Time for the Johns Hopkins Medicine out-of-town scoreboard. Of course, the Orioles are the first game of the day with the early start at 12:15. 1-2 to Sanchez. The pitch down and in. Bradish missed with a slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Everything getting going right now around Major League Baseball. Orioles head to Fenway Park for 3 starting on Tuesday. The 2-2 just off the inside corner. Thought Basayo might challenge. He doesn't, and now the count is full. Guardians are hosting the Red Sox to finish their series today. Tanner Bybee on the mound for Cleveland. Slow roller hit to third base. Alexander charging in, he gloves, fires to first in time. A great play by Blaze, and there's 1 out. You put him anywhere, and he makes the play. Charles McAdoo in his second Major League game will bat, 1 out, bases empty. The Rays with Shane McClanahan on the mound. They are hosting the Angels. The Rays got thumped by the Angels yesterday, 14-3. McAdoo takes a strike 1, 0-1. The surging White Sox, they host the Tigers later. The White Sox 31-27. 2 back in the American League Central. And right now in that second wildcard spot, drilled to right center field. Taveras has room out there. Just shy of the track, he makes the catch. 2 down. No one had the White Sox on their bingo card this year. And that's the Johns Hopkins Medicine out-of-town scoreboard for more than a century. Neurologists at Johns Hopkins Medicine have pioneered breakthrough treatments for conditions such as prostate cancer, erectile dysfunction, and kidney stones. Learn more at hopkinsmedicine.org/urology. 2 outs, bases empty. Andres Jimenez the batter. And it's a ball inside with a fastball, 1-0. Bradish, who's just been so good now in his last 5 starts. Every bit the ace the Orioles believe he is. And he has been when healthy. The 1-0. Outside with a curveball, not close. 2 balls and no strikes to Andres Jimenez. Bradish right now at just 55 pitches. With the off day today, if needed, you can really empty out the bullpen. I should mention that, and this is significant, Dietrich Enns, the left-hander, made it through waivers. So he's back with the organization, and he went to AAA Norfolk, up and away to Jimenez for ball 3, 3-0. Because of immediate bullpen needs after that 13-inning game, the Orioles had to designate Dietrich Enns. But now he's back in the organization, and I'm sure at some point will reemerge here in the big leagues. Down the middle for a strike with a 2-seamer, 3-1. But if Bradish can give you length today, particularly if it is, in fact, a blowout at the end, and maybe it will be, maybe it won't be, the pitch, outside ball 4, a walk issued by Bradish, a 2-out walk in front of the number 9 batter, Brandon Valenzuela. But if you can limit your bullpen usage today, if you want to get really greedy and not just win a game, but limit your leverage guys, plus an off day tomorrow, it sets you up really well for the road trip. Second walk issued by Bradish.
Lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda with a great deal on your favorite Honda vehicles. And finally take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
In this business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. ServiceTitan is the only integrated.
Nothing Baltimore, bottom of the 5th. Rutschman, Alonso, and Basayo due up against the left-hander Adam Macko, who is into his second inning of work after the Orioles ran the starter Spencer Miles after 3. Miles had been dominant all season, but the Orioles roughed him up. 6 earned runs allowed by Miles in 3 innings of work. So Adley will bat right-handed. He's 0 for 1, a deep fly ball out, and a walk plus a run scored in that big 5-run third. Left on right, and Adley swings at the first pitch. It's a pop-up. Shallow right field. Sanchez in, and he'll make the catch in very shallow right for out number 1. And here's Alonso, 2 for 2, with 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and his 23rd run batted in the month of May. That is among the most in baseball entering play today. He's had a huge May. I think Sanchez had a hard time finding that ball in the sun. That has been an issue as Alonso takes a slider strike 0-1. It's been an issue. You're just not used to games being played this early this time of the year. So the sun, you're looking right up at the sky trying to catch these pop-ups. Ground ball slowly hit to third base. Third baseman Okamoto fields it and then throws to first. And Alonso is retired. 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. And now Basayo will bat. He has walked and doubled in a run, plus he has scored. On this Sunday afternoon, a lot of listeners check in, and we do appreciate it. Brett, love listening to you. You guys are the best in the business, mowing the Old East Tennessee grass. Basayo squares around a bunt. He pulls back, goes too far. 0-1 to Samuel Basayo. This is from Billy Ray Hoskins, and he's checking in from Maryville, Tennessee. Basayo, a cut and a miss at a curveball, 0-2. Tommy Jessen says, listening from Hagerstown. Kate Povich is king. Tuning in from Charleston, South Carolina. Kate Povich is the GOAT. Basayo hits this down the right field line, and that's dunked in there for a base hit. A left-on-left single for Basayo, and he's been on base 3 times today. And Leody Taveras will bat with 2 outs. And Basayo on at first. The Real Raider fan says, Brett, listening, chilling with some coffee and listening from San Diego. See you all at the Dodgers and Angels series.
Hey now.
Yeah. And what a shot that is, Josh.
Oh, that's pretty.
Tavares, batting right-handed, takes a strike.
Somebody's got the patio working right there. And there are no bad days in San Diego, by the way.
Of course, although this weather compares, right?
This is San Diego weather. This is it.
Leote swinging a foul ball off the catcher. 0-2.
Put some jacaranda trees out there in left center, and you'd nail it.
Hunter says, Brett, tuning in to the O's game, driving from Phoenix to California. Let's go O's.
That is a lonely drive, by the way, on Interstate 8. Been there, done that.
The 0-2 pitch with Basayo on it first from Mako. Right down the middle for strike 3. Tavares strikes out, and the Orioles leave Basayo at first base. We're 5 complete on this Sunday at Camden Yards. 6.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda with a great deal on your favorite Honda vehicles. And finally, take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs? Or the cool relatives still living in NYC, the city that people come to be at the center of everything? With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has...
It's convenient. That's wise.
And on this Sunday, let's shut out one of our Eastern Shore stations on our great network, WAAI-FM. That's 100.9 FM in Cambridge, Maryland, a beautiful town on our Eastern Shore. Orioles have a 6-0 lead. Now in the 6th, let's send it back to Josh Lewin.
I appreciate it, Brett. Here is Nathan Luke's top of the order. Sorry, Lucas. Because I'm looking at Stormtroopers on Star Wars weekend, I'm thinking, Luke's I Am Your Father. Lucas is in George Lucas, which works too, and he takes on the inside corner from Bradish. It's 0-1. Lucas is 1 out of 2, now hitting .300 for the year. It's been kind of a winding path to get there for him because he started the year 0 for 23. 0-1 pitch, falls outside. Bradish needed only 60 pitches to get through 5 innings. He's working on a 6-0 shutout. Just getting better and better as this season's going on. Outfield is straight up for this left-hand batter who's deep in the box. Breaking ball is in the dirt and outside. Totaling it up here, they've got him at 18 curveballs, 17 sinkers, 14 sliders, and now up to 12 four-seam fastballs. So it's just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Not leaning on any one pitch. On 2-1, here he comes to the plate. Strike on the inner half, 2-2. The 6th inning brought to you by PNC. Patience is a winning strategy in baseball and banking. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. 6-0 Baltimore. We're in the top of the 6th inning. The kick and the pitch on the way. Swing, bouncing ball, skims off the back of the mound right to short. Gunnar Henderson. Little scissor step and then a throw. Got him by a step and a half. 1 up, 1 down. Vlad Guerrero Jr. coming up. You would think by this time of year the stats would be all lit up like the dashboard of a Lamborghini for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That is not the case. He's basically a singles hitter these days. A very expensive singles hitter. The rock and the pitch taken low. think everybody got spoiled in Toronto from those couple playoff series that Guerrero put forth. I mean, he really was the man for a while. He never had a 4 RBI game in the regular season last year. And it seemed like he was driving in 4 every night against the Yankees. 1-0 pitch from Bradish is belted towards center, sinking fast, but closing in Taveras. He makes the catch. There were a couple of false reads, poor reads yesterday from Leote. Not right there. Dalton Varsho comes up next. Just to finish up on Guerrero, I've always loved watching him play, Brett. I don't know how you feel. He's got his dad's stance and smile and love of the game. He's such a passionate player. Dalton Varsho also the son of a big leaguer. And he takes inside. It's 1-0. Dalton Varsho's dad was Gary Varsho, played 8 years with the Cubs and Pirates and Reds and Phillies. Now a scout for the Pirates is Gary Varsho. Pitches low, bouncing away. Dalton Varsho is named after the late Darren Dalton, teammate of his dad's with the Phillies in '95. His middle name is John, after former Phillies bench coach John Vukovic. Birds ahead, 6-0. Pitch on the way. Rolling in for a strike shin high. It's 2-1.
I covered the 2011 Orioles. The 1 year Vladimir Guerrero Sr. played here in Baltimore. And he was at the very end of his career.
Had him the year before that in Texas. Vlad Sr. 2-1 is up and outside. We called him Big Bad Vlad.
He had a huge year in 10, right?
Yeah, he did. And the Rangers finally got where they were trying to go in 2010. That franchise had never gone forward in the playoffs, but they certainly did in that 2010 season. Here's the 3-1 from Bradish. Swinging a bouncing ball slowly hit near first. Big hop comes up for Alonso. Shuffles it over to Bradish covering. It's the third time today that combo platter has been tasted. A 3-1 at fielder's choice. A 6-0 lead for Baltimore in the middle of the sixth.
Choose to lean into it. Every Mazda is engineered to give you effortless control.
I wake up.
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda with a great deal on your favorite Honda vehicles. And finally take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
Service Titan is the only fully integrated AI that automates your entire workflow. Born in the trades, built for commercial contractors, ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com.
Birdland Japanese Heritage Night has been rescheduled to Thursday, June the 11th, when the O's take on the Mariners. Buy a special ticket package and score limited edition Japanese Heritage Orioles jersey. Don't miss the celebration. Get tickets now at Orioles.com/ticket packages. And before Colton Cowser comes up, Janine says, Mayor of Mooville, go O's. Listening in Salinas, California. Great call, Brett and Josh. My man Mike Barry listening in Canton, and Alex Hecht. Josh is listening from Lake McCall, Idaho on this Sunday.
Love all of that as Colton Cowser takes outside 1-0. Hayden Younger, wearing number 70, is making his big league debut right now on the mound. He's got to face Cowser, who's got a 4 RBI day cooking. Blue Jays now have had 8 different players make their big league debut already this season. White Sox have 10. And the White Sox are playing some pretty good ball. Younger's a right-hander who is 25. He is not younger than Cowser in that regard. He does dump it down low here to Colton, 3-0. Played his college ball at Missouri State. He is from suburban St. Louis. He is younger, had about a 3 ERA down at AAA, and he has just walked Colton Cowser on 4 pitches, fired that last one outside. Pretty nice day percolating here for Colton Cowser. Blaze Alexander comes up next. Blue Jays sent down Austin Voth after he gave up the 5 runs in about 3 innings against the Orioles the other day. Brought up Younger. Infield, a double play depth for Toronto. Orioles ahead by 6. The pitch is inside, and Younger is 0 for 5 throwing strikes in the big leagues.
Will you spell that for me, Josh?
Why, sure. THIS is this. Oh, you mean the pitcher?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, 1-0 pitch is outside, 2-0. Junger. Younger. Two-0 pitch on the way. Line to foul out of play, first base side. Blaze had a parade of those his last at bat. 5 foul balls in a 9-pitch AB before he rolled out. Blaze is going to be sorry to see the calendar flip to June. What a May he's had, hitting around 350. Pitch comes to him, another foul to the right. Everybody wants foul ball real quick. Go over to the right side. Blaze Alexander's got you covered. Blaze, the former Arizona Diamondback, and really settling in nicely. Gives a lot of credit to assistant hitting coach Brady North, as his season is now pointed north. This 350 run in the month of May. 2-2 pitch, fouled straight back. It's basically just going back to some things he was doing last year. What Blaze calls forward pressure. Put that forward pressure on your leg. No lift. Just kind of plant and go. Here's 2-2. Swings, and he mashes another foul back to the screen. And this is his first name, Blaze. It's not a nickname. Blaze's dad played minor league ball for the then Cleveland Indians organization. Met a player named Blaze. Decided right on the spot, if I have a kid, I'm going to name him Blaze. Just a cool baseball name. Mom didn't think so. Mom wanted to name him Cheney. Here's a swing. Base hit up the middle for Blaze, not Cheney Alexander. 2 on, nobody out. Jackson Holiday coming up. Anyway, just to finish the story, Mom and Dad compromised. It's Blaze Cheney Alexander. And around the time that Blaze's dad was playing in that Indians organization, one of his teammates was named, I kid you not, Pork Chop Pugh. If that's the guy that he really would have liked, Blaze could have been Pork Chop Alexander. I think this one worked out better. The pitch is high to Holiday, 1-0. There is also a Blaze Jordan, by the way, now coming up in the Cardinals organization, who's doing great. We could have a Blaze versus Blaze situation coming up August into September. 1-0 down and into Holiday. It's 2-0. Younger's going to get a visit here. Valenzuela is going to head on out there and try to settle down this young player who is getting his feet wet in the big leagues right here, right now. Mentioned earlier, Holiday's brother with the Colorado Rockies organization out for the year now because of that situation with the foot surgery. And the Orioles are going to Denver to play the Rockies later this year. It's the same road trip where they're going to be tangling with those Cardinals. Time is called. There's some debris on the field, or is there going to be a move here from the dugout? I'm not sure what this is. John Schneider's coming out. Oh, the right fielder Jesus Sanchez. I'm not sure how it happened or what happened, but he's grabbing his right wrist. I was wondering why there was something lying on the field out there in right. It's his glove. There also looks like there's a ball out there. I'm wondering if did someone throw a ball and it hit Sanchez? He's left his glove. That blue glove is sitting there in right field. There's a baseball next to it, and he's now pointing to his right wrist, and he's pointing to the crowd.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, John Schneider all of a sudden was out of the dugout, and he brought an athletic trainer with him. Because I'm thinking there's nothing that would have happened to Sanchez with his right wrist just playing right field right now. There hasn't been a ball hit his way, but all of a sudden he just dumped his glove. He was walking around out there. That's what interrupted the proceedings on the mound. It's 2 on, nobody out. And I wouldn't want to have any conjecture here at all about what happened. But obviously, I mean, we're just kind of putting 2 and 2 together. There's a ball on the field that doesn't belong there. There's a right fielder walking around holding his wrist in pain. I mean, I don't mean to do 2 + 2 = 5, but it is possible that he got hit either with that ball or with something else, and he's coming out of the game.
I mean, I have no idea. I'm looking right now towards the bleachers in right field. There's no commotion. There's nothing happening there.
We're actually showing a replay on the Peacock broadcast now of just what seems to be nothing. Looked like Sanchez, while the conversation was happening on the mound, we're watching him just kind of walk around in right field. We're just watching this replay in real time. He's walking, he turns back around. Looks like he's looking into the crowd and having a conversation with somebody in the crowd. Oh, yeah, and then somebody threw a ball. I can see it plain as day. He was having a conversation with somebody in the crowd. I don't know if it was any kind of argument or just a casual, nice conversation, but kind of from out of the screen, all of a sudden a ball comes out, hits him in the right wrist. So there is a position change now. Sanchez comes out of the game, and Yohendrick Piñango will go into the game in right field. Well, I would think security would be all over that, whatever happened in right field, but suffice to say, and you don't need to hear it from the radio broadcasters, but folks, don't do that. The 2-0 to Holiday after a long delay is on the inside corner, 2-1. And Sanchez, by the way, just from what I know of him, is a very peaceful sort. I mean, he's not a rabble-rouser in any way. 2-1 pitches inside, 3-1. It's a guy who composes gospel music. He writes his own songs. He plays piano. I mean, a real kind of gentle soul. But I'm sure the Blue Jays security people will tell us what has happened. The 3-1 pitch is up and outside, ball 4. Holiday is on.
The catcher is challenging the pitch.
Now we think the bases are loaded, but here comes a challenge from the Blue Jays. They have not been the best challengers this year, by the way. They're 26th in that department. But they win this one. That's a strike at the tippy top of the zone. Call overturned, and it's now a 3-2 count. 2 on, nobody out, 6-0 Baltimore. And boy, we sure hope that Jesus Sanchez is okay. Very disturbing turn out there in right field. The pitch coming. Holiday bloops it foul out of play. That'll dunk in the seats on the third base side. O's scored 1 in the second, 5 in the third. Looking for more here in the last of the sixth under bright blue skies in Baltimore. The pitch hit high in the air down the left field line towards foul ground. Lucas giving chase is out of room. It goes 5 rows back. When the O's get to Boston after the off day, it's going to be Boz, then Bassett, then Rogers in that series. We're expecting it to be the two youngsters, Early and Tolley, in the first two for Boston, and then probably Brian Bayo after that. 3-2 on its way. Check swing. That is high. Ball 4. So it took a while, but that walk that we put down in the scorebook a couple minutes ago can go in there now. Taylor Ward will bat with the bases loaded. Only 2 home runs for Taylor so far. 34 fewer than he had for the Angels last year. But it's tough to quibble with the production of Taylor Ward, all those doubles and all those walks. What he really wants is to be on a winning team. The pitch, breaking ball strike on the inside. Of course, he was with the Angels, and the Angels have endured 10 straight losing seasons. Taylor Ward never got the chance to experience a tight postseason race. Leg kick in the 0-1, swing, and it's lofted foul off to the right, 0-2. The closest the Angels came to a playoff spot in a full season when Taylor Ward was there was 13 games away. Six to nothing Baltimore, bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Check swing, foul, back to the net. I know they do that whole but he never won anything thing in sports. Of course, Mike Trout is hearing that now, staying in Anaheim, but I was with Phillip Rivers all those years with the Chargers. Yeah, he never won anything, but what a player. Dan Marino with the Dolphins. 0-2, a little check swing roller back past the mound. A quick step on second base for one on to first. In time is the call, a double play. Run scores. O's might want to challenge at first. Ball skimmed off the back of the mound after the pitcher Younger just kind of waved at it, but it was gobbled up on the bag by Clement. All he had to do was step on the bag for the one out.
Challenging the out call at first base.
The O's are going to challenge the out call at first. It's going to be 7-0 either way. But is Taylor Ward safe or is he out? It's going to be first and third or just a runner at third. The play currently under review. The O's hitting into those 4 double plays yesterday, and it almost cost him. Nice job by Clement to get rid of it. I think Taylor Ward is safe looking at the first replay.
I like to see it from this angle right here. I think he's
The
safe.
field is overturned. The runner's safe. Baltimore.
Remember, it's McAdoo, who's a second baseman by trade, playing first base today. He had no idea how far to stretch right there. A better stretch, they would have got him. So it is first and third and just one out. And now Ward gets to have an RBI off of that. You don't give an RBI if it's a double play, but you do if it's a fielder's choice. So the O's have kicked the extra point. It is 7-0. Henderson slaps at one and drives it left center field. It goes to the track, to the wall. It bounces off the wall. 1 run is in. Henderson will coast into second base with a double. Almost his 100th career home run. That ball really had some takeoff to it. It was played back in pretty quickly, and the O's settled for just the 1 run on that hit, but it's second and third, 1 out now, and their lead has swelled to 8-0.
That ball was blistered, and it was so casual. On a line towards the gap in left center. I think that was almost 2/3 of the way up on the wall there.
The ball has not been jumping this homestand, but today it's kind of getting there. Temperatures are heating up, so are the bats. Here's Rutschman, who swings and misses, 0-1. Hayden Younger having a nightmare major league debut. 2 runs in, 2 in scoring position right now, and the meat of the order up. The infield is into the fringe of the grass. Rutschman taking and eclipses the inside corner for a strike, 0-2. Younger does throw about 95, 96, but he's up to 27 pitches already and has gotten 1 out. There was that delay when the right fielder Sanchez got injured. That is Pinango now in right. Open stands for Rutschman. He'll take upstairs here, 1-2. Hadley walked and scored in the third. He's been walking a lot of late. Leg kick, and here's the pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball foul wide at first by Jason Bourgeois, the first base coach for the O's. O's have been home so long, and they've been batting so often. There's a little dead spot right underneath the feet of Bourgeois in that first base coach's box. The 1-2 pitch. Slider inside, 2-2. Field looks great. That crisscross mowing pattern, bright green grass. But the only exception is literally right under the feet of Jason Bourgeois. 2-2 pitch, hit high in the air, an arcing drive to right center. Should cash a run in from third pretty easily. Varsho, sunglasses glistening, makes the catch. Runner tags, goes second to third. That's Henderson. In to score is Ward on a sac fly. 9-0 Baltimore. Remember, this is an Orioles team that was so listless for 8 innings yesterday, trailing 5-1 into the bottom of the ninth. They blasted away with the 5 runs to win it, and we kind of mused at the time, Brett. It's unlikely you can carry that over. That's not really how it works usually in baseball, but they've done that +1 today.
They really have, and let's not forget they had a 5-0 lead late in the game on Friday.
Pitch to Alonso is high, 1-0.
The offense went completely quiet after the 5th. They never added on. I think it was really important today to come out and not only get a lead, but keep tacking on runs and really make it feel like the comeback's impossible.
1-0 curls in for a strike on the inner half to Alonso, the count 1-1. So it was just a 1 run in the second on a little RBI bounce out, but then 5 in the third and 3 here in the 6th. Henderson, the runner at third. Alonso takes a fast one up too high, 2-1 the count. There is action in the bullpen for Toronto as Younger's at 34 pitches in this maiden voyage inning. Setting near the belt, and he brings it. Swinging a high fly ball, foul ground, first base side. McAdoo over, he's out of room. Told you a little bit about McAdoo the other day. He is a descendant of the Hall of Famer Bob McAdoo. They are cousins. They didn't meet until fairly recently. And funny that Charles McAdoo would be playing in Buffalo for AAA. That's where Bob McAdoo got his NBA start back when the Clippers were the Buffalo Braves in the mid-1970s. He was an MVP for the Buffalo Braves about 50 years ago. 2-2, 2-out pitch, way outside, full count. And Samuel Basayo hoping he gets to join the party. He's on deck. Motion on the mound, 3-2, a high pop fly. That's shallow right, McAdoo back. Clement calls him off, battling the sun, still backing up, makes the catch. That sun has been an issue today. But Clement does have the baseball. The side is retired. 3 runs in, 1 man left. 9-0 Baltimore at the end.
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda with a great deal on your favorite Honda vehicles. And finally take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs? Or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Tap the banner to buy or rent with Street Easy. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
I'd finally have time to reread my...
On we go to the 7th inning on this sunny Sunday afternoon. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Orioles Radio Network. Kyle Bradish on the mound, blazing through it. Another 1-2-3 inning last inning. It's our fast play of the game, brought to you by the Maryland Lottery. Facing Okamoto to start things off in the top of the 7th. The third baseman takes on the inside corner, strike one. You can play fast play home run riches from the Maryland Lottery all season long. 9 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Baltimore. 0-2-0 for Toronto. Teams have been playing nip and tuck 1-run games until today. Breaking balls inside to Okamoto. It's 1-1. We saw a 2-1, a 6-5, and a 6-5 the first 3 games of this series. Right-hander Bradish ready. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, 1-2. Okamoto saw 3 sliders his first time up in the first. And it was good morning, good afternoon, good night. That was a great slider right there to make it 1-2 this time. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for Kyle so far. The pitch is knocked down the third base line, barely foul. Blaze Alexander gave it a little bit of a wave, but was not going to be able to make a play anyway. 7th inning brought to you by the Maryland Mortgage Program. 7 steps to home ownership. Start your journey at mmp.maryland.gov. Josh Lewin, Brett Hollander with you. Alec Hildebeidel is spinning those dials and working his magic behind us here today. 1-2 delivery comes. Swing and a miss. The slider got him again. Such an efficient day for Kyle Bradish. And it's a flashback to kind of the pre-surgery version of Bradish the last few starts. Boy, there's some zigzag on that slider today. Ernie Clement, the batter. Guy that's always up there very aggressively. Usually swings almost right away, if not right away. Pitch on the way to him. He swings right away, fouls it. Right down beneath us, 0-1. Nobody cares but me on this one, but I told you, Brett, I'll tell the world. I found out that Ernie Clement grew up a bike ride away from my house in Rochester, New York. Could have walked to his house. 0-1 pitch taken on the outside corner, 0-2. Brighton High School outside of Rochester, and he was a big hockey stud. But good enough at baseball that the University of Virginia offered him a scholarship. He decided to go do that. Leg kick, the 0-2 is in the dirt, 1-2. I'm so old that we only shared one teacher in common, we figured out, but I knew a couple of the neighbors on the street. It was that small of a town. Good kid, all the Brighton kids are. 1-2 on the way. Swinging a slowly hit grounder near short. Henderson in. Bare hands. Fires. The stretch. Safe the call. Very close. Well done by Gunnar Henderson. But Clement runs pretty well. It's only the 3rd hit today that Bradish has allowed.
We've seen a lot of those chances for Oriole infielders these last few days. Blaze made a great play earlier. Mayo made a few yesterday. We've seen Henderson do it all year. And that was so close to being an out.
Gunner's had some ups and downs defensively this year. I know he's sick about having spiked that baseball on the throw from shallow left the other day. Here's Pinongo now. Left-handed hitting Venezuelan. First at bat this afternoon. And he knocks one past the mound, up the middle, a base hit for him. Back-to-back one-out hits. And the first time Toronto has put 2 in a row on base today. It's going to bring up Charles McAdoo.
We mentioned some of the long drives as people listen to us right now. Brad says, day 2 of a cross-country road trip heading to southeast Delaware. Thanks for the company. Go O's. Anna says, proud to be listening to the Orioles while stuck in Georgia traffic, taking one of my kids to summer camp.
Pitch to McAdoo is outside 1-0, so that means she's in the Atlanta area somewhere because there's nothing but traffic in Atlanta.
And by the picture, I would say so. Be careful while driving and listening to us.
Well, if she's in traffic. Oh, you're still not supposed to touch your phone. That's right. 9-0 Baltimore. 2-on, 1-0 pitch, ground ball towards short, could be 2. Henderson a holiday for 1. The return is high. Airmailed it. It went over Alonso, and a run's going to scamper home from third to spoil the shutout. Not sure exactly what happened there. A holiday on the exchange, a slight double clutch, and then kind of panicked and fired the ball way over the head of Alonso. And Clement just rolling on down the line. That toss was a little bit behind Holiday. But then on the throw, it is an E4. Alonso had no chance to come off the bag and knock it down. It was that far errant. 9-1 now. That'll be an unearned run. Andres Jimenez, the batter, swings and misses. Nothing in one. Good curve.
Yeah, it was kind of an awkward flip from Henderson to Holiday. Holiday just seemed like his timing was off as he approached second base.
Next one from Bradish on the way. Jimenez checks his swing, and it's low. Time requested. There's some debris on the field. A napkin is in the line of sight for Kyle Bradish. He didn't like it. Right behind Jimenez. So one of the bat boys is out there to crumple up a napkin. 9-1 now the score with one on. 2 men out in the top of the 7th. Bradish with the hands together. Rolls to the motion and fires. It's down too low. And the Orioles do have a little bit of action cooking in the bullpen now. Pitch count is at 87 for Bradish. Be the second time to get through 7 innings if that happens today. Just needs one more out. From the first base side of the rubber, he's ready. Jimenez deep in the box. The pitch is fouled straight back, 2-2. Jimenez known more for his defense than his offense. Gold Glove winner at second base in 22, 23, and 24. Now they have him playing shortstop. The only Blue Jays Gold Glove winner at short was Tony Fernandez. That in the 1980s. So it has been a minute. 1 on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 9-1 Baltimore. Here's the pitch. Taken. And it's a little low. Don't want to jinx it, but Bradish has been much better with the command in the last couple games. Couple walks today. Couple walks last time. You can live with 2. You just don't want 4 or 5. McAdoo will get going with the motion here. It is 3-2 with 2 out. Hands together for Bradish. He fires. Taken. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Challenge coming from Jimenez. He almost hurt himself banging his hand on his helmet there. Like, I really want a challenge. And it is a ball.
Toronto has 2 remaining.
So overturned. It becomes a walk. And a chance for Drew French, the pitching coach, to go out there and just make sure Bradish is okay, take his temperature. Mention it'll be Boz on the mound Tuesday at Fenway. What do you got planned on the off day, by the way? Boston is a great place for an off day.
I have some friends from Baltimore that have, I guess, started families and lives in Beantown, and see a lot of them over the next few days. Looking forward to that. And to me, it's a great food city.
Oh, yeah. Although, speaking of which, thank you. I've got my daughter in town, and you were kind enough to recommend not 1, not 2, but 5 good restaurants last night. We went to none of them.
I feel underutilized.
Well, it's a clip and save. I mean, we'll get there eventually. Here's Brendan Valenzuela, number 9 batter with 2 on, 1 run in. O's still on top, 9-1 here. The pitch from Bradish. In for a strike at the shins, 0-1. Valenzuela, originally signed by the Padres, and after 8 years in their minor league system, pedaled to Toronto last July. Outstanding defensive player, just like Jimenez, who we just talked about. 2 on base, the 0-1 pitch. Bounced it up there, blocked by Basayo.
What are your plans tomorrow? It's one of my favorite cities to go to and visit, but one of my favorite off-day cities. Tons of history, great food, great restaurants and bars. I have a lot of old friends there, so to me it checks every box.
Yeah, and same for me. I don't think I'll see your friends, but I will see my friends.
Good.
Maybe we'll all get together, but one thing I worry about, isn't it around the time that all the students are starting to leave college, or is it every street going to be choked with U-Hauls when we're there?
There's a lot of that, and we have gone around this weekend before.
1-1 pitch, wave and a miss, 1-2. It's not like what they say in Spinal Tap. It's not like Boston's much of a college town.
We have a great PR person with us named Nate Rowan, and he joined what I like to call the tour a couple years ago. He'd never been to Boston. He goes, I'm going to go to Cambridge. I want to check it out. I want to see Harvard.
Well, time was requested. A 1-2 pitch was delivered, but Valenzuela had just called time. Bradish was already into the motion. That's scary. He had the batter backing out. Bradish, seeing that, just completed his delivery. So it's an aborted mission. It's still 1-2.
Nate Rolls takes an Uber to go to. Right now, Albernez is furious. Someone's about to get run.
Yeah, it's a 9-1 game, but the home plate umpire, the crew chief, Todd Titchener, is basically saying, watch your mouth. I don't think Albie's wrong there, by the way.
It might be one of the pitching coaches, too, because that is a late timeout granted, and it's dangerous.
Yeah, that's the point. A pitcher tries to catch himself and can hurt himself. With 2 on, 2 out. Bradish in with a 1-2 pitch. Half swing, down he goes. He went too far. Bradish is out of the inning. 1 unearned run allowed today. He's been fantastic. The curveball finishing off Valenzuela. That's probably appropriate. That's been his best overall pitch the last 3 weeks. We'll keep it right here. The 7th inning stretch brought to you by MedStar Health. MedStar Health, proud to be the trusted medical team of the Orioles for more than 10 years. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people. 9-1 Baltimore, our score. And let's listen in here at the stretch.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean, what with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
9-1 Baltimore at the stretch. We're back after this on the...
Bring on...
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
I'd finally have time to reread my favorite fantasy book.
Dig deeper. We're imagining winning the New York lottery here.
Okay, I'd build my own reading nook right where the sun hits.
You're getting warmer.
The French sun. I'll buy a villa in Marseille. Wait, what's the French word for sun?
I don't know, Kathy. You're the reader.
Okay, I'll hire a tutor to learn the French word for sun, then the words to negotiate real estate, then I'll buy my own French library.
And to think you just wanted to reread a book. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE.
Participating locations. Data rates may apply.
O's fans, join us at the Yard on Saturday, June 13, as the O's take on the San Diego Padres. Be one of 15,000 fans to take home a soccer jersey presented by Point Breeze Credit Union. Also, groups of 15 or more can save with special group seating and pricing options. Don't miss the action. Visit Orioles.com/tickets to get yours today.
Yariel Rodriguez will take over on the mound for Toronto, a 7.11 ERA in only 7 games. Samuel Basallo will take a look at a ball down low, 1-0, 9-1 Baltimore. Second time we've seen Rodriguez in this series. It is certainly not the first time Orioles fans have seen Rodriguez. There in lies a tale that Brett actually told a couple days ago. 1-0 pitch. Hammered to right field. It's sinking towards Pinango, who makes the catch right at him for the out. If you remember the James McCann getting a hit in the face thing and then putting the Kleenexes up his nose and getting right back out there, this was the guy. This was the pitcher that hit James McCann, who soon became a cult hero for getting right back in the game. A doubleheader, right?
Game 1 of a doubleheader.
By the way, Straw now in center as Toronto changes things up. Tavares will spray one foul out of play to the left, 0-1. He's 0 for 2 with a bunt today. Yeah, James McCann, I'm guessing, didn't pay for a lot of dinners in this town after that. Became a bit of a cult hero. 0-1 pitch, knocked foul back to the net, 0-2. Good guy, too.
He looked like a prize fighter after that. No one thought it was possible he could stay in the game. And he stayed in the game. The Orioles won, and you avoided the other catcher playing at least 18 innings, essentially in one day.
It was appreciated. It has not been forgotten. There's the 0-2. Check swing, it's outside. Only because it's a 9-1 game. I will tell you a hopefully quick story that doesn't bother anybody. But I think you know I got recruited to be the voice of a video game, baseball video game in Japan called MLB Pro Spirit. 1-2 pitch is low, 2-2. And what they do, they put you in a studio. You got to say like 5,000 names and all kinds of combinations of things. But they have you modulate your voice depending on what's happening. So on a home run, something exciting, they want you to scream the player's name. They needed a baseline set off of something and someone. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's high, 3-2. So completely randomly, they said, okay, well, what player do you want? I said, I don't know, James McCann. So they would put in my ear, James McCann. And then I would scream, Samuel Basayo, like, with that energy, and 5,000 other players. So every time I hear James McCann, I can't hear it without it yelling in my ear. James McCann! Poor guy has no idea that's how I view him. 3-2 pitch is popped in the air. It's right near the pitcher's mound, and 3 of 4 infielders converge. McAdoo up on the mound from first base makes the catch. Charles McAdoo makes the catch, 2 out.
How long are those recording sessions?
Forever. I mean, seriously, like
5,
hours.
6?
We do 4 hours at a time because they figure how much can the human voice take, and when does the human brain just glaze over? Answer, 4 hours. Here is Colton Cowser. He's had a great day today, including a 3-run home run. This pitch hangs high. It's 1-0. If he does it again, I'll give it the full James McCann treatment. Colton Cowser. Most RBIs in a game this year for Cowser. Ground out in the second for an RBI. Pegs this one foul back to the net. Then that 3-run homer in the third inning. Kind of sorted through the junk mail to get the fastball that he wanted. It was a couple of curves flipped up there to him. And then that first fastball thrown by Spencer Miles, he just whomped on it out of here to right center. And what a day for Kyle Bradish. Let's not forget about that. 7 innings of work. O's ahead 9-1. The pitch. And it's knocked up the middle. Another base hit for Cowser. And again, he waited till he got a fastball. And he didn't hit the heck out of it, but he got enough on it to guide it up the middle. 2 hits and a walk, and 4 runs batted in for Cowser today. And up comes Blaze Alexander. And if you want to close the book on Bradish, because certainly we figure he's done for the day now, at 94 pitches, 1 unearned run, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Pitch on the way to Alexander. Inside, it's 1-0. The ERA for Bradish is now all the way down from what was 5.08 to 3.44. And it's a friendly little rivalry brewing with Brandon Young, who's got a 3.35. 1-0 to Alexander. Snaps in at the knees for a strike. It's 1-1. You start getting Bassett and Boz down to where their ERAs are in the 3s, and now you got a rotation. 1-1 pitch to Alexander. Smoked foul back to the net. 1-2. One hit for Alexander today. You got 4 Orioles with 2. Gunnar Henderson, Pete Alonso, Samuel Basayo, and Colton Cowser. Add it all up, that's 9 hits. Toronto's got 1 run on 4 hits. Boy, all kinds of room in left center for Alexander here against Rodriguez. The kick, the pitch, taken on the outside corner at the knees, strike three. And Blaze is going to challenge.
Latter's challenging the pitch.
Yep. He must have verbalized it. I didn't see him go and actually knock himself on the helmet. This is a ball.
Pitch is a ball.
Yep.
Baltimore has two.
You're right, Blaze. And you're still batting. Now the Orioles and the Blue Jays both with two challenges remaining. Doubtful that'll really factor in this one. 9-1 bottom of the seventh. Next pitch on the way from Rodriguez. Breaking ball inside, full count. And now Cowser can get going. It's 3-2 with two out. Orioles looking like they're going to have a 7-3 homestand. Just don't let this one get away. There is one that pretty recently got away, so you don't absolutely put it down in ink yet. The Orioles had a 5-0 lead go asunder. That on Friday night. Runner goes. Here's the pitch. It's hit in the air towards the alley right center field. Pinango coming on. He dropped it. And coming to third, coming around is Colton Cowser. He'll then go back to the bag. And Blaze Alexander has to scramble back to first. Here comes Cowser to the plate after all. He's tagged out. There has been better base running. The catcher scrambled back home. Valenzuela took that throw. Cowser was trying to sneak home from third after everybody was looking at Alexander heading back to first. But McAdoo had the presence of mind to whip that throw home. Valenzuela gave enough of a lane, apparently. The head-first dive from Cowser got tagged in the chest. And that's the final out of the inning. And that's how we get through 7. 9.
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda with a great deal on your favorite Honda vehicles. And finally take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
First, I take a sabbatical, then do absolutely nothing.
Glorious. But what? You'd win the New York lottery, then do nothing?
Well, I'd also commission a cutting-edge mobile bed, so I never stop doing nothing, even when I leave my house.
Okay, but how can you do even less?
Well, spend 6 months living with a Honduran Capuchin monkey troupe to learn how to pick things up with my feet, so I never have to lift a finger again.
Oh, you'll be a hit at dinner parties. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text.
This copyrighted broadcast presented by the authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Baltimore Orioles. 9-1 Baltimore. We're in the 8th. Here is Brett Hollander.
Josh, thank you. Tyler Wells into the ball game, and he throws a strike one to Nathan Lucas. Top of the order due up here for Toronto. Wells replaces Bradish, and as Josh mentioned, he was outstanding. Now 5 great starts in a row. The 0-1, a strike 2 with a cutter, 0-2, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. It was not earned. 4 walks, 3 strikeouts for Bradish, 94 pitches. 56 strikes. And he is rolling right now. And so is this Orioles rotation. 0-2 to Lucas. Wells comes home. A little high, maybe outside. 1-2. And this call, the bullpen, is brought to you by Jones Junction. If your vehicle needs service, stop by Jones Junction, any make or model, online at jonesjunction.com. 1-2 to Nathan Lucas. Looped into right field, a base hit. A leadoff single for the Jays in the top of the 8th. That is just their 5th hit of the game.
3 of them, though, in the last couple innings. And again, you've built this nice 9-0 lead. It's become 9-1. And don't mess around. You got 6 outs to get.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. will bat. He is 0 for 3, DHing today for John Schneider and the Rays, or the Jays, I should say. Wells delivers. Swing and a foul tip held on to by Basayo, 0-1. More people checking in. The Birdman says he's done mowing, now having a cold blue moon listening to the Orioles. Still not over the excitement of being at the yard yesterday in the comeback. Pitch catches the inside corner for a strike. Guerrero did not like the call, 0-2.
I still say poor Mrs. Birdman. A little glass of Blue Moon, too, if you want to just, make sure that everything's cool and kosher.
Neil and Kathy from Manchester, Maryland. Thank you for chiming in. 0-2. Tyler Wells comes home. High for a ball. That was a cutter. 1-2. Glenn Christopher says, listening to you and Josh on 98 Rock via the MLB app in Naples, Florida.
Beautiful Naples, Florida. Humid Naples, Florida.
Can't beat that. The pitch. Although you can't beat this either. High, 2-2, and...
Well, Naples, Italy. I mean, you could.
Okay,
you
that's
can
fair.
beat Naples, Florida. But yes, I know what you're saying.
He writes, Brett, you were gracious enough to autograph a baseball for my son, Camden, on
Wow.
June 19, 2025.
I like the first name.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you. Guerrero hits this high in the air, shallow right. Cowser in a few steps, waiting for it to come down. He makes the grab. That's out number 1.
Any birthdays, Willard?
We're getting there.
Oh.
Baltimore Fat says, listening poolside.
Baltimore Fat?
I'm just reading it.
Okay.
Listening poolside in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Frenchie says, baseball on the radio on a road trip after a weekend of hiking in Roanoke, Virginia.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's about as nice of a Sunday as you can get.
Thank you, Mr. Fat.
Miles Straw, first at bat of the game, takes the ball outside 1-0. Michael says, lifelong Orioles fan, listening today from Chicago.
It's a toddling town. You guys have already been there.
Yes.
Like a month and a half ago.
One trip this year to Chicago, unfortunately. The 1-0. Straw takes a strike, 1-1. A few more. Michael says, listening while packing up from an 8th grade camping and rafting trip on the American River in California. Look at that shot.
I believe that's up near Sacramento. That's a beautiful area.
Majestic. 1-1 to Straw. 1 out. Runner on at first. 9-1 Orioles lead. And this four-seamer missed inside. 2-1. Aaron Hopkins checks in from Alaska, listening on the MLB app. Simon Busser says, just finished yard work from Charlotte, North Carolina. Threw a fist up on the Cowser home run. Christopher Franklin listening from Richmond, Virginia. You all are the best in the business. Let's go O's and get a series split. Fly ball into short left field. Ward racing in. He'll glide to it and make the catch for out number 2.
We had to pass all these well wishes on to Wags, too, right? I mean,
of course.
I'm the interloper. It's really you and Wags most of the time. So we do totally appreciate these nice things.
He gets plenty of shout-outs, too. But I want to get a few more because people take the time to do it. And I think sometimes I'm almost like, I can't believe this many people check in on a random day. And they're listening from not just all over the country, Alaska and Hawaii included, just today, but all over the world. Dean Bedford says, listening from Serbia on this day. Go Birds. A ball inside to Okamoto.
That might have the record for the day in Serbia.
We have a couple of interesting ones. Mills, big Orioles fan. Brett and Josh killing it today on the radio while stuck in traffic on this beautiful day. Respect, gentlemen. Here's to another Orioles win. Low to Okamoto, 2-0. We even have a listener from Canada today. Brianna, listening, driving back home to Canada from our week vacation in Baltimore. We missed Camden Yards already. 2-0 to Okamoto. That's outside. 3-0 to the Blue Jays third baseman.
As per usual, see a lot of Blue Jay fans kind of bopping around the Inner Harbor when the Jays are in for a weekend. Very few Serbians, though.
The 3-0. Okamoto takes ball 4, missed in. So a 4-pitch walk, first and second, 2 down. Ernie Clement will bat 9-1 Orioles in the top of the 8th. Trying to wrap up this homestand. Longest homestand of the year, a win today, and it's a 7-3 homestand, and it's just what the Orioles needed. A win today, they're 4 under 500, but really in the thick of it in the American League.
Remember, they had a 1-5 road trip coming in here.
Clement skies this left side foul. Blaze Alexander shielding his eyes from the sun, but it's about 7 rows back. And it's 0-1.
When the O's not only swept Tampa Bay, but demolished Tampa Bay, you felt kind of a seismic shift. And now everybody was thinking about this season.
Ernie Clement in the box. Tyler Wells on the mound. His 0-1. Swing and a foul tip. That went off the catcher Basayo on a slider, 0-2. Orioles an off day tomorrow. A chance to get a day of rest, but also get this bullpen really in order for the road trip. 3 in Boston, and then the Orioles go north of the border to face these Blue Jays on the road. The 0-2 pitch to Clement. Hit foul. A tomahawk swing back behind home plate, and it remains 0-2. What's kind of interesting, I mean, today's game, 8-run difference, but the last 3 have been decided by a single run. Razor-thin margins between these two teams that hope to be contending late in the year in the American League East. Mason Fluharty, the lefty, warming up for Toronto. The 0-2, down and away. A half a swing by Clement. They appeal to first, and the umpire, Tyler Jones, says no swing. It's 1-2.
Basayo continues to be very demonstrative when a call doesn't go his way when he's the catcher. I mean, you can read his body language from up here in the booth.
First and second, 2 down. The 1-2 pitch to Clement. Wells comes home. Foul back behind home plate. It remains 1-2. Tyler Wells right now trying to get out of this top of the 8th. He's at 22 pitches. I doubt we'll see him in the 9th. My guess is Craig Albernaz will want to spread the load around a little bit. The 1-2. Poked, right side, and foul. And an extended at bat here for Ernie Clement.
There is a statement out, by the way, Brett. The incident in right field where Sanchez got hit by the baseball. The Orioles have a spokesperson that has put out a statement here. It's a brief one.
The pitch lined into left field, and that is a base hit, just fair, and into the corner. Lucas will score to third base. Scampering there's Okamoto as the throw hits the cutoff man Henderson, and it's an RBI double after an extended at bat and fouling off several tough pitches for Ernie Clement. And it's a 9-2 Baltimore lead, but second and third and 2 down.
Clement, who's usually up there for just 3 pitches per plate appearance, goes 8 pitches deep in that one. So, yeah, from an Orioles spokesperson, we have identified the fan and removed them from the ballpark while we conduct a thorough investigation, which is precisely what you'd expect to hear and want to hear. We'll see how that plays out, but hopefully the injured player who appeared to take it in the right wrist with that throw in baseball, Sanchez, will be okay.
And that's the number one hope right now. No one warming up in the Baltimore pen, back of Tyler Wells. Piago, who replaced Sanchez, will bat from the left side. Second and third, 2 down, a run in after the RBI double by Ernie Clement.
Boy, a few weeks ago, Wells had a 6-pitch 8th inning in Cleveland. This is going to be at least a 25-pitch 8th inning.
Swing and a miss. And a changeup, 0-1. The 0-1. That's hit a ton into right field and deep, and that one is long gone onto the flag court off the bat of Pinago, and that's a 3-run homer, and it's a 4-run eighth for the Blue Jays. It's now a 9-5 game at Camden Yards.
They had that 4-run seventh on Friday night. The O's had a lead of 5-0 at the time, and they put up 4 in the seventh on a couple of 2-run homers. Added the 2 in the eighth and stole that game 6-5. You don't want to even put it in your mind that kind of thing could happen again, because this wasn't a 5-0 lead today. It was 9-0. But the last 5 runs have all been to Toronto. 1 in the seventh, 4 in the eighth.
And with that, Rico Garcia is getting loose in the Baltimore bullpen. Now just a 4-run game. Top of the eighth with 2 outs, and Charles McAdoo takes a breaking ball outside, 1-0. And the way this series has gone, Josh, to your point, this thing not over. At the top of the zone, appeal to first base on a check swing, no swing, 2-0. Just doesn't look like a sharp Tyler Wells right now.
No, not at all. But end it right here, you're okay. I mean, it's 2 outs, nobody on. It's a rookie at the plate. He's got 7 career big league at bats.
The 2-0, that's into left field for a base hit. And it continues.
Everything's up right now for Tyler. That was a cutter that was up near the belt. And Jimenez will be the 8th man to bat this inning. It was Cano that got boxed around in that 4-run inning not too long ago. This time it is Tyler Wells. And Drew French, not Craig Albernaz, will pop out, head to the mound to talk to Wells. Looking at a 30-pitch inning. And Pinago almost is it pouring one out for the guy that he replaced in right field, Sanchez, with the big blow, the home run.
The command is certainly not there for Wells, but the velocity seems down a tick or two as well. And the Orioles had dreams of grandeur that maybe they could even stay away from the Rico Garcias of the world today and the Yennier Canos of the world. And pitchers like that, they may not have that luxury by a long shot right now, the way the Blue Jays have gotten back in this game.
Good news is you got the off day tomorrow, so you can pitch whoever you want today out of the bullpen. They'll still rest tomorrow. But, yeah, suddenly Rico Garcia makes some sense in this game. And give Toronto some credit. They were down 9-0. It's a getaway day. They got to go down to Atlanta. They're fighting.
9-5, Orioles have the lead. Andres Jimenez bloops one, left side, Blaze Alexander over, shielding his eyes from the sun. Foul territory, warning track, he makes the catch. And on one pitch, Wells, after the visit, gets an out, and that is a big out. But the Blue Jays explode. They get 4 runs. 3 come in on a 3-run homer from Pinago. It's now a 9-5 Baltimore lead as we go to the last.
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda with a great deal on your favorite Honda vehicles. And finally take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
I'd finally have time to reread my favorite fantasy book.
Dig deeper. We're imagining winning the New York lottery here.
Okay, I'd build my own reading nook right where the sun hits.
You're getting warmer.
The French sun. I'll buy a villa in Marseille. Wait, what's the French word for sun?
I don't know, Kathy. You're the reader.
Okay, I'll hire a tutor to learn the French word for sun, then the words to negotiate real estate, then I'll buy my own French library.
And to think you just wanted to reread a book. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com.
As the weather heats up, lock in your seats in the Tower Federal Credit Union Birdbath Splash Zone. Celebrate every Orioles moment, but be alert at all times. Mr. Splash might be sending water your way when an O's player hits a home run in your section. You get a free ticket to a future game. Go to get your tickets today at Orioles.com/birdbath.
Mason Fluharty, the lefty, into the game, and he throws a ball 1 to Jackson Holliday. Fourth reliever, back as starter, Spencer Miles. Baltimore has a 9-5 lead, bottom of the 8th. And Jackson takes a ball outside, 2-0. And I don't know about you, Josh, but I would like to see the Orioles tack one on here.
Yeah, I mean, just to stem the tide,
yes,
so to speak. 5 straight runs for Toronto.
The 2-0. A strike on the inner half with a sweeper, 2-1.
Speaking of tides, the Norfolk Tide's in action right now. Orioles on the Farm, presented by Royal Farms. Don't forget your Orioles Cup next time you fill up at Royal Farms. Got an update for you in a moment.
2-1 to Holliday, batting left on left. Jackson loops it foul back at home plate, 2-2.
Heston Kjerstad's got a couple hits already today. Christian Encarnacion Strand is 2 for 2, including his 10th home run, but Durham is up on Norfolk at Harbor Park, 5-4 in the 5th right now. Dietrich Enns has just come in to pitch.
Swing and a miss by Holliday is down on strikes. One away in the bottom of the 8th.
So that is our Orioles Farm Report, brought to you by Royal Farms. Enjoy discounted drinks all year long, only for O's, only at Royal Farms.
I saw Creed Willems with a walk-off home run for the Tides yesterday. Good to see.
The Mullet Man is having a great year.
He really is. Taylor Ward bats, and he looks at a strike 1, a cutter, and it's 0-1. It's time for the Johns Hopkins Medicine out-of-town scoreboard. Around Major League Baseball this Sunday afternoon. Mason Fluharty on the mound here. His 0-1 to Ward. Just off the plate outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Guardians have a 2-1 lead over Boston in Cleveland. Orioles will head to Boston after the game tonight and start a 3-game series against the Red Sox on Tuesday night. The 1-1. Down the middle for a strike, 1-2. Guardians 2, Red Sox 1 in that game, top of the 5th. The Rays, who got hammered yesterday by the Angels, they have a 3-1 lead in St. Pete right now. Bottom of the 4th against L.A. Called strike 3. Ward frozen on a sweeper. Back-to-back Ks for Fluharty. 2 outs, bases empty. And Henderson will bat. And getting going in about an hour and 10 minutes, the A's are hosting the Yankees with Will Warren on the mound for New York.
And by the way, some potential good news, I guess you could say, just in terms of all the machinations of that injury in right field with Sanchez earlier today.
Henderson swings and he fouls it back, 0-1.
I guess on the Peacock national broadcast today, because they've got an actual roving reporter here, and I guess the scuttlebutt from out in right field is it was an accident. There was a young fan thought it was a cue to start playing some catch out there.
Gunnar hits his foul out of play off to the left, 0-2.
Sanchez was talking with fans, like I said, raised his glove or something, and they're casting it as kind of a miscommunication. It's a young fan thinking, oh, he wants to play catch. Because that's not what Sanchez had in mind. At least he wasn't ready for a ball coming at him.
0-2 to Henderson. 9-5 Baltimore, bottom of the 8th. The pitch. Gunnar, a swing and a miss. Fluharty comes on, and he strikes out the side. That's the Johns Hopkins Medicine out-of-town scoreboard, bringing together the best of cardiology and cardiac surgery to provide high-quality patient care. The Johns Hopkins Heart and Vascular Institute is with you every beat of the way. Learn more at hopkinsmedicine.org/heart. Rico Garcia coming on. The O's 3 outs away from a series split and a 7-3 homestand.
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda with a great deal on your favorite Honda vehicles. And finally, take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
First, I take a sabbatical, then do absolutely nothing.
Glorious. But what? You'd win the New York lottery, then do nothing?
Well, I'd also commission a cutting-edge mobile bed, so I never stop doing nothing, even when I leave my house.
Okay, but how can you do even less?
Well, I'll spend 6 months living with a Honduran Capuchin monkey troupe to learn how to pick things up with my feet, so I never have to lift a finger again.
Oh, you'll be a hit at dinner parties. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text.
Fitting and Test Walk. Visit goodfeet.com.
It is 9-5. Orioles with the lead. The ninth inning is presented by SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of the Baltimore Orioles. And into the game, Mr. Rico Garcia. Game number 27. The outstanding ERA of .74. He'll deal with 9-1-2 in the Blue Jays order. First pitch swing, ground ball right side, diving stop by Alonso from his knees to a streaking Garcia, out at first base. On one pitch, one away.
You breathe a little sigh of relief there, right? You don't want the Blue Jays getting any funny notions about a huge comeback at that one first quick out.
A couple of Orioles birthdays that we have to note today. A couple of Orioles Hall of Famers. Tippy Martinez and Slack. Joe Orsulak.
Hey, all right. Joe Orsulak, how many now? 37, 38?
Something like that. I think he's closer to his average golf score, but two of the best. Nathan Lucas, the batter, one out, bases empty. And a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. The Maryland Energy Administration is circling every save in the scorebook this season to remind Marylanders to save money with clean energy. Learn more at energy.maryland.gov. The pitch to Lucas. A pop-up, left side. Blaze, shielding his eyes from the sun by the third base coach's box. In the coach's box, he makes the catch. That's out number 2. 2 outs, bases empty. Last chance for Toronto, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And Orioles fans here on this Sunday afternoon, a big crowd here, more than 34,000, 12,000 youngsters here for Youth Sports Day. Everyone standing. Perhaps opening here at the end of May, a pivot point in this Orioles season. A chance for a 7-3 homestand. Guerrero, a cut and a miss. On one. Orioles have a 9-5 lead. 2 outs, bases empty, top of the ninth. A homestand that's featured some wild baseball and great memories. 3 walk-off wins. The 0-1 poked foul below us and to our right, 0-2. Orioles trying to hit the road happy. 3 in Boston starting Tuesday, and then 3 against these Blue Jays for a weekend series starting Friday. Camden Yards rocking, 0-2 to Guerrero. Here's the pitch. Off the end of the back, cued to Alonso at first. He'll take it himself, and that's your ball game. And after taking a gut punch on Friday, the Orioles come back to earn a split against the defending American League champion Toronto Blue Jays. And today they win it with no drama. A 9-5 win over Toronto, and the Orioles end what is a magnificent 7-3 homestand. And after grounding out, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. took that bat to his knee and snapped it like a twig. Orioles magic playing, fans standing and cheering, and now we get to hit the road happy. Boston, Mass, here we come with an off day tomorrow. It's a 9-5 Baltimore win on this Sunday afternoon. When we come back, much more from Camden Yards.
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda with a great deal on your favorite Honda vehicles. And finally, take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
I'll adopt a cat.
Just a cat, Sean? This is a New York Lottery win we're talking about.
I'd get the ultra-rare, hairless cat known as the Minskin.
Then?
I'd turn my garage into a rescue menagerie for all furless felines.
And when that gets too full?
I'll purchase land in the Catskills for them to sunbathe in hairless abandon.
Only cats.
All hair-free animals looking to roam in bald, beautiful peace.
Can I come?
Do you have hair?
New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Orioles radio network. Brett Halder, Josh Lewin, and Alec Hildebrand with you. Oriole Park at Camden Yards after a 9-5 O's win. And you can score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com, from official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies. We've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Orioles, the official source for your Baltimore Orioles gear. Just one hiccup in this game for the Orioles, and that was the 8th inning from Tyler Wells. 1 inning, 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk. He allowed a home run, 30 pitches. Other than that, the Orioles really pitched well. They played great defensively. They had clutch hits, the 1 home run from Colton Cowser. All in all, it was a great win, carrying the momentum from late yesterday into today's early game. Orioles win at 9-5. When we come back, Josh Lewin has the full totals in this.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos. Your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Tap the banner to buy or rent with Street Easy. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Hi, I'm Steph, and I work at United Healthcare. When I think about United Healthcare's members, I think of my own family. My niece was diagnosed with an ultra-rare genetic disorder. I know how hard it is for families. At United Healthcare, we can make it easier.
I'm Brian. I care because I know what it's like to not speak the language. It's not easy. Health insurance is complicated. I would say our job is to make everything easy for our UHC members. I work for United Healthcare. I'm committed to care.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter-churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
UBEO.com.
Orioles get to within 4 games of 500. Now they're off on the road with a record of 28-32, 7-3 on the homestand, and everything went pretty gloriously today, except for a little stumble right down towards the end. 9 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Orioles, 5-8-0 for Toronto as the O's bounce back and take the last 2 of this particular 4-game series. Kyle Bradish was great. 7 innings of 4 hit ball, 1 unearned run. That's it. He is the winner to get to 3-6. Spencer Miles takes the loss. He is 2-1. There were 5 different Orioles that had exactly 2 hits in this game. Gunnar Henderson, Pete Alonso, Samuel Basayo, Blaze Alexander, Colton Cowser did, and he also had 4 runs batted in, including the 1 Orioles home run today. The game was played in 237, attended by 34,400 and 76. Brett has got a lot more for you when we come back. We'll get to the Orioles clubhouse in just a moment. 9-5 Baltimore today. This is the...
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda with a great deal on your favorite Honda vehicles. And finally take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Hi, I'm Steph, and I work at United Healthcare. When I think about United Healthcare's members, I think of my own family. My niece was diagnosed with an ultra-rare genetic disorder. I know how hard it is for families. At United Healthcare, we can make it easier.
I'm Brian. I care because I know what it's like to not speak the language. It's not easy. Health insurance is complicated. I would say our job is to make everything easy for our UHC members. I work for United Healthcare. I'm committed to care.
Why pay when you can slash? TikTok Slash and Free lets you cut prices all the way to zero. Download TikTok, search slash free, and share the link to get free items. Start slashing now.
Guess which baseball player or manager is at the plate?
Just trying to stay on that pitch, and once I took the changeup 2-1 or 1-2, whatever it was, I knew he was going to come with his heater. It's his best pitch, so just tried to take the best swing I could and was able to do.
Time now for Orioles Clubhouse. Recap, highlights, and we hear from the locker room. This is the Orioles Radio Network.
Well, who knows, Josh Lewin? Maybe we look back at this homestand in September, maybe October, maybe November, and we say this was a pivot point in the season. The Orioles came back from a really brutal road trip. Things were looking bleak, although still fairly early in Birdland. But they come out, and it wasn't just the 7-3. It was kind of the magic moments that can spark things. And that's what we saw over these last 10 games.
Well, I think it started with all the walk-off pyrotechnics, right? I mean, Colton Cowser back-to-back games, and that crazy Memorial Day game will be etched in our memories for a while. But there was a lot of feeling, I guess, of just kind of giving it all back after they came out and just kind of stumbled against Toronto when this series began on Thursday. Then they gave it up themselves on Friday. They really just kind of wrestled all the momentum back with that 5-run ninth inning yesterday. Our concern as we came on the air today, it's just that time-honored thing in baseball, momentum stops when you wake up the next morning. It's just one of those things where if the other pitcher is out there and he's really good, doesn't matter if he scored 5 in the ninth last night. Everybody slept. It's long time in between. But the Orioles came out and did a lot of good things with a single run in the second, just kind of set a tone. Then the 5-run third inning just kind of let them pull away. They iced the cake with 3 runs in the sixth and kind of needed that frosting as it turned out because Toronto with a 1-run seventh and a 4-run eighth to make it a 9-5 final. The O's bats are starting to wake up. You got to take all that with you to Fenway now, where, by the way, the Red Sox have been brutal this year. They're 9-19 at home. It's the worst home record in baseball. So you got a shot to go in there. You're going to face some young pitchers in Early and Tolley that certainly can reverse your fortunes back the other way. But if you're starting to hit the ball now, and a guy like Colton Cowser is probably a good emblem of that, really starting to fire away. 4 runs batted in for Cowser today. That's really the difference in the game, right? 9-5 the final as the O's improved to 28-32 and now go to Boston and Toronto.
Some fans may recall a homestand in July of 2022. The Orioles were still very much in rebuild mode, and out of nowhere, they had this great homestand where they went 7-0. The Orioles went 7-3 here, so perhaps apples and oranges, but had 3 walk-off wins, which is exactly the same number as they had in this homestand, and 5 one-run wins. It was a wild homestand, and it certainly marked a turning point in the process. And the Orioles went from about 10 under 500 to contenders in an instant. This happens a lot earlier in the season this time around, but same kind of vibes, and it's really great to see. Kyle Bradish, the stud on the mound today, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. It was not earned, and that's today's best play on grass. Looking for an easy upgrade for your lawn this season? Go with Pennington Grass Seed, the official partner of the Baltimore Orioles grounds crew. Pennington Grass Seed, the grass is greener. When we come back, we have highlights next.
Bring on the fun and bring home a new Honda with a great deal on your favorite Honda vehicles. And finally, take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
My name is Jessa. One of the things I love the most about working for United Healthcare is that everybody matters. Every moment matters. There's a person behind every problem. I care because it's what I was put on this earth to do.
I'm Ben, and I work at United Healthcare. I am just one piece of a larger puzzle, but every piece matters. It's more than just work. We want to make the healthcare system better for everyone. I care because I want to make a difference. That's what committed to care means to me.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs? Or the cool relatives still living in NYC, the city that people come to be at the center of everything? With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Tap the banner to buy or rent with Street Easy. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Restrictions apply. Now, highlights from today's game on the Orioles Radio Network.
Fun day here at the ballpark. The Orioles win it 9-5, and the highlights from this one are brought to you by PNC. Patience is a winning strategy in baseball and banking. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. Kyle Bradish on the mound for the Orioles against a young right-hander who had been dominant. His name is Spencer Miles, a rookie, but he wasn't dominant today against the Orioles. Bradish got off to a great start. The Orioles offense got one in the second off Miles after an Alonso base hit, a walk by Basayo. Eventually, Alonso scored on a ground out by Colton Cowser, starting a big day for Colton. And then in the bottom of the third with a 1-0 lead, after a flyout by Ward, Henderson singled, Rutschman walked, Alonso a drive and a run with a base hit, and the next batter was Samuel Basayo.
Here's the 0-2. Cranked into right field, base hit. Run comes in. Alonso thunders to third. Basayo digging for a second. He'll make it, sliding in. 3-0 Orioles.
Also a big day for Basayo, who had that double in RBI. He was on base 3 times after a strikeout by Leody Taveras. Colton Cowser would come to the plate.
1-1 belted in the air, right field, well struck to the track, at the wall. Colton Cowser, goodbye. Fireworks up in the air. Mr. Splash goes to work. The Orioles are pouring it on. Colton Cowser's home run. They're mooing, and they're loving it. It's 6-0.
6-0, part of a 5-run second inning for the Orioles, and things were really looking up, but the Orioles offense really kept it going at that point, with Bradish dominating on the mound. In the 6th inning, Cowser would walk, Blaze would single, and then eventually it would be Gunnar Henderson coming to the plate.
It is 7-0. Henderson slaps at one and drives it left center field. It goes to the track, to the wall. It bounces off the wall. 1 run is in. Henderson will coast into second base with a double. Almost his 100th career home run. That ball really had some takeoff to it. It was played back in pretty quickly, and the O's settled for just the 1 run on that hit, but it's second and third, 1 out now, and their lead has swelled to 8-0.
And Rutschman after that would add a sacrifice fly. 9-0 Orioles. Eventually, after the dominant performance by Bradish, where 1 run was scored, it was not earned. Tyler Wells came out for the 8th, and the Jays made it a little too interesting with a 4-run 8th, including a 3-run homer by Pinago, a replacement right fielder, into the game. So 9-5, and given the nature of how these last few days have gone, with both teams making dramatic comebacks, you were a little nervous. But the Orioles turned to Rico Garcia in the top of the 9th. He got 2 very quick outs, and then the last chance for Toronto was Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Camden Yards rocking, 0-2 to Guerrero. Here's the pitch. Off the end of the back, cue to Alonso at first. He'll take it himself, and that's your ball game. And after taking a gut punch on Friday, the Orioles come back to earn a split against the defending American League champion Toronto Blue Jays. And today they win it with no drama. A 9-5 win over Toronto, and the Orioles end what is a magnificent 7-3 homestand. Feels really good. Now the Orioles hit the road happy, off to Boston, Mass, to start a 3-game series with the Red Sox. When we come back, we will hear from Orioles manager Craig Albernaz. That's next on the Orioles Radio Network.
Hear every Baltimore Orioles game home and away right here. The Orioles Clubhouse Show continues on the Orioles Radio Network.
6-5 and 9-5. The Orioles win the last two games of this four-game series against Toronto. Josh Lewin, Brett Hollander with you, and Craig Albernaz, the Victorious manager, standing by to talk about all that with the media.
Yeah, he was outstanding. Starting pitching all homestand was awesome. Like KB in particular, like we talk about the curveball usage, it was great. His both breaking balls, curveball and the slider were outstanding, and throwing a ton of strikes, being efficient, and both fastballs were playing in the zone. He was just attacking hitters.
When you look back on this homestand, what stands out?
It was a good homestand. Boys played well. They competed. Great at-bats. Defense was awesome. Base running. It was just we were playing the baseball that we're capable of. Just all the work that these guys have been putting in relentlessly every day. We're starting to see the rewards now, and, against some really good teams. It's been fun to watch, and especially with the starting pitching. The starting pitching has really taken a step forward, and it's been awesome.
We've seen a lot of good performances from Messiah. This whole line, especially, really strong. How encouraging is it when you just consider that, like, he's 21, it's probably just kind of scratching what he's able to do, the consistency that he's shown this entire time?
Yeah, I feel like I answer the same question all the time when it comes to Sammy, and that's a good thing. I think he's so young at 21 and doing what he's doing behind the plate. He's been outstanding defensively, calling the game, the investment with the pitches, and also at the plate. Like, it's a real at bat, and asking a lot of a young hitter to hit middle of our order, hitting 5 pretty much every time, and hitting behind Pete. It's not an easy task, but Sammy's at bat quality. The way he hit the ball the other way, he stays in against lefties, and obviously his power to all parts of the field. But with Sammy, it's been a joy to watch, and the future's bright.
That's Craig Albernaz, and that will sound normal, that accent, where he's going now. The O's are about to go to Boston. And by the way, I think it's subtle but important. The last two games, 16 walks achieved by the Orioles hitters, only 12 strikeouts. You'll take that ratio every single time it's offered to you. The O's at home this year have played pretty well. Road has not been kind. They are 9-17 on the road, but Boston, as we've talked about, 9-19 at Fenway Park. So maybe you go in there, take a couple, if not 3, and start really feeling good about this season. You're feeling better now after a 7-3 homestand. The final today was Orioles 9 and Toronto 5. Brett is back to put a lid on this one for you in just a moment. This is Orioles Baseball on the Orioles Radio Network.
Did someone say road trip? Grab the snacks, set the playlist, and hit the road with Point Breeze Credit Union's low auto loan rates. Whether you're buying a new or used car, or refinancing an existing auto loan, you'll love the savings. Point Breeze Credit Union's low interest rates make it affordable. For easy, reliable banking, visit a Point Breeze office or pbcu.com/auto and apply for your auto loan today. Enjoy the ride with Point Breeze Credit Union.
Academy Bus, the East Coast leader in bus transportation services, is proud of our association with the Baltimore Orioles. Like the players who wear the orange, black, and white, we strive for excellence with every group we move. Our diversified fleet features 54 and 38 passenger buses ready to transport your group to the game. To learn more about how we can help move your group, visit our website at academybus.com. That's academybus.com.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
Wise to Go online shopping is a major time saver. Between school pickup, helping with homework, and the never-ending pile of laundry, time is something I never seem to have enough of. That's why I rely on Wise to Go online shopping. I put the kids to bed, hop online, and shop from home, knowing my Wise2Go shopper will have my order picked to perfection the next day. Spending less time shopping around means I can spend more time on what matters most. Now that's convenient. That's wise.
You are listening to the Orioles Clubhouse Show. Now, a look ahead to the next game on the Orioles Radio Network.
That does it for us on a Sunday afternoon. The Orioles beat the Toronto Blue Jays 9-5, and now the Orioles will head to Boston, Massachusetts, off day in Beantown, and then a 3-game series at Fenway Park starting on Tuesday night. Shane Baz will take the ball for the Orioles on Tuesday, 6:45 first pitch. We're on the air at 6:10. On this day, our ballpark producer has been Alec Hildebeidel, and our studio producer has been Kai O'Brien. Job well done by all. For my partner, Josh Lewin, I'm Brett Hollander. Once again, our final score at Camden Yards. The Orioles have a fantastic 7-3 homestand. They win today over Toronto, 9-5.